No.
Hear that? We live, y'all? We here?
Yep.
Live.
Y'all can hear us? Testing. 1, 2, 3. What's up, man? How was y'all weekend?
My weekend was great. My weekend was great, man.
Like
nah, man. Nah. I've been waiting for this. My weekend was great. Listen, you got plenty of time for the season start to be like, you know what? Maybe I was wrong. And that's all I'm waiting to hear. Because I'm Mr. I was right. I love proving I was right. So this is just the first step in me being right. So you got time.
What was you right about, Damo?
Thank you, Chill.
That Cade and Jalen duo. Hey, I know you've seen it, Chill Town. All you seen this weekend was how great of a duo they were out there playing some good basketball, looking real nice together. Now, look, I can meet everybody in the middle and say, hey, Cade and Jaden Ivey they can be the best duo on that team. That's the best tandem. But to act like Big J down in the post ain't about to do damage this year is crazy.
I don't think anybody is objective to what Jalen Duren can be for that crew. I don't think that anybody that's watching that crew, Ron, you wild it because he gives me a poor man's version of Dwight Howard. He gives me them kind of vibes. The glass cleaner that he could possibly be, the rim protector. If Cade Cunningham could get him more involved in the offense as a rim runner and a pick and dive guy, I think that would be so much more beneficial to that group. Now, don't get me wrong. The Detroit Pistons are not an easy watch. They are very difficult to watch. Mars tried to put me on to them earlier this season, and it was like it was like drinking cough syrup. That's what it was like right out the bottle. Like I was like, oh my God. It was really difficult to watch the Detroit Pistons. But when watching them, I did see some bright spots. Jalen Duren as the big guy, he can rebound, he runs the floor. I see the defensive potential. The question is, can Cade Cunningham stay healthy? I dig that backcourt between him and Jalen Ivey. But between him and Ivy, I dig that backcourt. Can Cunningham stay healthy, or was that just an aberration from last season?
Yo, Damo. My question is, what are we hyping?
We're hyping literally the best 19-year-old in the NBA right now. Whatever title that is. I mean, but yeah, the best 19-year-old in the NBA.
Are we sure?
One of the
can I get a list of other 19-year-olds? Because I know there's 5 to 10 19-year-olds that are better than him in NBA today.
It is not.
Well, there's not many who have played an NBA game who are better than him. Like, I don't know, Wemby might be 19. I mean, that might be cheating. But like of people who have actually played in the NBA and are still 19, he's probably the best.
There's a guy in Portland.
Most of them are still.
Who's in Portland? Oh, Shaden Sharp?
He's better than Shaden Sharp. He's better than Shaden Sharp. I don't know.
So time out. What? I know it's a pro-am. But while we were watching
Shaden Sharp's 20. Shaden Sharp's 20.
And he don't even count. Look at you.
Skin on your head. Ooh, by the skin on your chin, you escape. Ooh.
Now, the other man was giving Jackson some work though in the scrimmages. He wasn't giving them boys some work, making him work.
Yeah, my thing is okay. I do like what I see with Jalen. I just got to see more. Like it's not this watered down USA team. Do it in a couple 10-minute scrimmages, going to work on them. That doesn't necessarily move me. But also, here's also the thing too is I do think Jalen can have a good career, but I think most of his career is going to be predicated on how Cade goes. He's going to be almost like an Amari to a Steve Nash type of thing. And like if that's the case, then I mean he's probably gonna have a good career because
Amari. That's the definition of a duo, right?
Amari
for sure. I mean,
Amari made Steve Nash.
That's not a knock to him though. I'm saying like if Cade's able to spoon feed him like that, then it's like I mean he has
knock it off, Ox, with that logic. Go ahead, Ox. Chill out, yo.
That was bad. Yeah, that was bad.
But wait.
Chill out, Ox.
I'm confused. So last year, when they already had their big, and I assume they came into the season with Isaiah Stewart as their starting center. That was their guy. Cade goes down early, and Jalen still goes out there and earns his spot, earns his minutes, gets more minutes on and on going into the season, starts starting, and actually has a good to great, some would say a great rookie year, especially for an 18-year-old center in the NBA. I'm trying to figure out how is it just, oh man, his career is going to be predicated on how well Cade's going to be doing for him, setting him up. He's already shown you in year 1 with no Cade. And I'm not about to sit here and say, oh, Jaden Ivey was – no, it wasn't Jaden Ivey just setting him up. He was getting out the mud. He was on the board, on the glass, running the floor, playing tremendous defense for an 18-year-old. I'm just saying, man, he already showed you he has game without Cade.
So let me ask you this, Damo. And like you mentioned, the 19-year-old. Is he better than the kid in New Orleans, Dyson Daniels? Is he better than him?
Yes, he is.
Is he better than Jabari Smith in Houston?
Yes.
He's better than Trevor Ariza. He was better
last year. I gotta see what kind of leap Jabari takes. If Jabari takes a crazy offensive leap, which I understand that's a reach, but if he takes this crazy offensive leap and now he's hitting turnaround fades consistently, he's giving you a consistent 15 to 18, which again can be a tremendous reach. But if he's going crazy this year, then I'm gonna be real and say he's better. But as of right now, out of last season, Jalen's better.
How about the kid in San Antonio, Sochan?
Yep,
the dirty work guy.
He is better than Jeremy Sochan. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Ron, you can't even tell me what hand Jeremy Sochan shoot with. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Jeremy Sochan do everything. He do everything.
No, he does not. What?
The dirty work kid in San Antonio. How about
Jeremy Sochan was putting in work this year? And matter of fact,
that's the UK's finest. So
and matter of fact, when we talk about San Antonio, we don't talk about him enough. We only talk about they got Wemby, but we only talk about Keldon. We only talk about what's the other guy, Mars?
Kevin Vassell.
Yeah, we only talk about Vassell and Keldon, but we don't talk about Sochan. Sochan gonna be a good plug and play guy next to him.
He's open for a reason, Ron. He's open for a reason.
Not everybody got to be a shooter.
Damo, how about the kid in Oklahoma City, Dang? Osmond Dang.
Who?
Is he better than him? Osmond Dang.
He barely got PT. Don't worry about him. He barely got
so
PT.
forget him. Okay, so
he barely played.
So he's better than Barlow, the other kid in San Antonio. He's better than him. I'm running off a list of 19-year-olds that you might be. You already said he better than Shaden Sharp. I'll say Shannon Sharp. I'm sorry. How about the kid in Miami?
He's not better than Shaden though.
How about the kid?
He is better than Shaden Sharp.
Regardless of this, he's not better than Shaden.
He is better than Shaden Sharp. Yes.
Oh my God.
Let me ask you. Outside of dunking, what is Shaden Sharp's best attribute on the basketball court?
Shaden Sharp can put the ball in the hole. Shaden Sharp is a bucket.
In what way?
You might want to chill out with Shaden Sharp slander around.
No. I'm asking. What does he do the best on the court? What does he do the best?
Easy.
What does he do the best? From what I've seen, he's a scorer. From what I've seen, he can flat out score. He can shoot the long ball. He can score in the mid range. He can obviously get to the rim. He's athletic, so on fast breaks, he's getting loose, things like that. You could throw him oops and things like that. So like what I've seen is every time he stepped on the court, he's been able to score. He's been able to produce in that manner.
Now, let me say, and I say that, I'm not saying that to knock his game. I'm not trying to say that his game is just a one-sided or he's not that guy. I understand he can score. What I'm saying is what he's the best at, what he does best, Jalen Duren, what he does best is better. Jalen Duren as a defender is better than Shaden Sharp as a scorer, in my opinion. Am I bugging? Is that crazy to say? At 18 years old, coming into the league at 18 years old as a center, defense was – and compared to other guys that came into the league that age at that position, especially where the big man is, on average, with a lot of these skills that these big men have, his defense was tremendous for an 18-year-old. He wasn't out there just fouling out of games, how Triple J was when he first got into the league. He wasn't out there just jumping at everything. He was playing good defense for a guy that's 18. Somebody in the chat said, oh, man, he's kind of small up top. He was 18 years old, and to be 18,
he's still growing.
Big. He was pretty big to be 18. He looked like a grown man out there.
How about the kid from Miami, Jovic?
Yeah. No, we're just naming people who don't even get PT.
Yeah, we're just naming
guys. We're just naming guys now.
Yeah, I'm just but the reason why I'm bringing them up is as we're talking about 19-year-olds, right? That's what we're talking about. We're talking about 19-year-olds, the youngest players in the game. So he better than Adrian. He better than AJ Griffin, the kid in Atlanta. He better than him. Okay, and he's better than the kid from the Knicks, Keels. Trevor Keels. Yeah, the rotation. Trevor Keels. He better than him.
I don't even know what he looks like.
As of right now, yeah.
As of right now. So Damo, you may have a point.
Mark Williams?
No, from Charlotte.
Mark Williams is like 22.
I'm not talking about his age. I'm just asking if he's better than Mark Williams.
Is he? Is he 22 years old?
I'm not high on Mark Williams.
Let me look this up.
He only played one season, that dude. No, he played once. I think he only played one season at Duke.
He's 21. He turns 22 in December, so I was close.
Oh,
yeah.
I
Regardless,
only remember him playing one season.
He was at Duke for 2 years.
Oh, so he must have not. I only remember him the one season.
Is he better than Mark Williams though, Damo?
I would take him over Mark Williams.
No.
See, I gotta do more Jalen Homer.
Mark Williams better.
Who would you take over him?
Who would in terms of young players?
Would you take him or Rudy Gobert?
Oh my!
I'm taking a lot of people before Rudy Gobert. That's the wrong person to ask me.
How did you take Rudy Gobert?
It's no way you're taking him over Rudy Gobert. You're not taking him over Rudy Gobert.
Right now, see what I'm saying?
You ain't been watching Let's Keep It a Buck long enough. I've been calling Rudy Gobert Baguette Biombo for the last 3 years, man.
I've heard you say that. I've heard you say that before.
You've been calling him what?
Baguette Biombo. That is his name. He is 7 foot Bismack Biombo. I do not respect Rudy Gobert at all.
Wait, hold on.
I'm a hater. I'm biased. I'm biased.
You sound like that's exactly what you sound like. You sound like a hater right now.
I will admit it.
Right now he's better than Rudy right now.
Bro, right now there's like 3 7-footers coming off the bench that is better than Rudy, in my opinion. I can't stand.
Now you're going too far.
You can't value that opinion when you're talking about a dude who just said that he a hater. So you got to take that off.
I'm admitting my bias. I will admit my bias when it comes to Rudy. There's nothing you can show me or tell me about Rudy. Bro, I'm taking Boban Marjanovic 10 times out of 10 over Rudy Gobert every day of the week. Every day.
We all got our guys like that. Like me with Chris Paul, Ox with James Harden, Mars with Julius Randle. You know, we chill with anybody that opposes LeBron. We all got our guys like that. But I'm saying, like, Damo, we got to do you versus the field. Rudy Gobert, and then we just name off centers, and we see how many centers we can get before you finally get.
I don't really have a guy in the league today that I'm like, yo, I can't stand this guy. Now that you say that, Ron, I'm trying to think about a guy that.
We might get to Mark Williams before I'd be like, yeah, I'll take Rudy.
Ever since Kobe retired, I'm like,
Mason Plumlee is better than Mason Plumlee.
And I didn't hate Bryant when he was in the league. I thought he was fantastic.
I've seen Mason Plumlee with the Rock.
What about Enes Kanter?
Nah, I'm not taking Freedom. Nah,
okay, there you go.
That was about to be
not in the league right now, but
okay. That's one. I'm just trying to see where we at right now. Like, I need to know what's really going on. Okay.
Damo, so I'm gonna bring back up why this all started and why me and Damo are having this face off right now, because we did this last week, best duos in the NBA, and as you can see right here at 21, right there, Cade and Jalen checked in, and you see I even spelled his name wrong.
That's incredible work. That's incredible work right there.
Look at Jalen Green and Amen Thompson at 14. Nice.
We're not going to talk about
why is it Levine?
No one's talking about that one.
Why
you said what?
Who should it be, Shiloh?
DeRozan?
Nope.
Nah,
what?
You should have been here for
Charlo, we had some serious troll issues on this list. Don't worry about it.
One made all defensive first team, so I don't know.
Nah, that's bad words. Oh
terrible work. Hey, matter of fact, Shiloh. So if you could make some revisions to this list, what would you do?
DeRozan, first off, for sure.
And where would they be?
I mean, the spot is not bad, but at least DeRozan though. No. Above Kuz and Poole for sure. Come on, let's stop it.
Okay. And what about Lauri Markkanen and Kessler?
They are pretty low. They're above LaMelo and Rozier for sure. Dorian Kessler is better than LaMelo and Rozier.
This is going into next season, by the way. So, like,
by the way, let's make sure we're clear on that. This is not what happened just last year. This is going into next season.
It's projected. Lauri Kessler is still better than LaMelo and Rozier. Scoot and Sharp is too high. I feel like Trey Zion and Ingram's better than Scoot and Sharp. Why are they 20?
Because no one thinks Zion's gonna play.
I guess even that, I still think that they're
Shiloh's giving some bad takes.
Why are we talking about a guy? Why are we talking about guys who are not available? The fact that you are better at basketball than me, but you can't step on the court, that makes a huge difference. This car looks fantastic in the parking lot, but it doesn't run.
Zion's playing next year. You saw his interview with Gilbert Arenas. He's motivated. You saw him?
Sure.
Zion will be back and better next year. Watch. Zion will be back.
I give it 5 games.
Hey, Damo, I'm going to tell you this, Damo, and I'm going to be 100 with you. If I don't get If I don't get 55 to 60 games minimum, I'm out. Right now,
you might as well bounce.
I'm out.
I'm telling them come back home. If Zion doesn't play, I was thinking 45 to 50. 60 is kind of crazy. But still, I feel you. I get the sentiment. Yo, he doesn't play enough games. I hit him up personally and tell him come back home. The Barry needs you, bro. Come back home, bro.
We'd be lucky to get 30. We'd be lucky to get 35 from Zion this season.
Honestly,
what do you mean lucky, Ox? We only getting 29 over the last 3 years. If I'm only getting 30, I'm out, yo. I'm out.
I should say, y'all. Let me keep myself out of it. I'll damn near be forgetting, bro, in the NBA. Like,
that's how I feel about Lonzo. I forgot Lonzo still counts as an NBA player. I just haven't.
Yeah, but Lonzo. That's
different though. That's different though.
No, it's different to Zion 1000%. It's just that I forgot he's an NBA player. Like I
feel you, Marsh, because that shit. I think I do too, because that's just a sad situation though.
Yeah.
But Zion gets way too much of everything. It's just like, you know, I'm just tired of the whole Zion saga at this point. Like it's been so long.
He was the number 1 pick, literally all that hype. And when he played, it wasn't like he played and it was like, all right, it's still room to grow. He was playing and was showing impact. So the difference with him and Lonzo was playing plenty of games beforehand. He would still get hurt, but he was still playing good amount of seasons. Then he just went to Chicago and drunk that water, and I don't know what happened. I don't know what it is about Chicago athletes, but them lower extremities, they go bad, boy. I don't know.
The difference to me is that I think Zion actually wants to. I mean, I think Zoe actually wants to play. Like I think Zoe really wants to be on the court. I don't think Zion cares. Like, especially I was done already, but then that playing game when he came out doing windmills and said he's 99%, all that shit, like that was just crossing the line for me. I was just disrespectful. That was disrespectful to everybody involved, every hoop fan in the world, all the New Orleans fans, his teammates, you know, it disrespected the whole game. Even his opponents, disrespected your opponents. You know what I'm saying? Like that was fire. That was just crazy from Zion. So with that, just off of that move alone, I'm cool. I just pretend like he don't exist.
Is it too crazy to say that Zion probably just? That's crazy. Is it crazy to say Zion probably really got satisfied just getting to the NBA, or is that just wild to say?
He got satisfied by gumbo and po' boys. That's what kind of shit.
When you said satisfied, I thought you was gonna talk about an individual. But let's answer the question.
Oh my God!
No, I'm saying I feel like the lifestyle got him. Like everything outside of basketball is what he fell in love with more than the actual game itself. So I agree. Like once he got there, he was good. The attention he was getting, the money he was getting from all the endorsements, the females he was getting,
the gumbo he was getting.
The gumbo.
I think a lot of us have a tendency to forget that playing pro basketball is a job, and a lot of these dudes look at it as a job, and they care about the job, or they care about what the job brings more than the actual job. Unfortunately, for people like me, that sucks because I hate seeing that, but a dude like Zion, I think he cares more about what pro basketball has brought than actually being a pro basketball player.
I feel like that's a lot of players. Like even like a bunch of 7-footers or like people his size, I feel like they don't necessarily fall in love with the game. They're just constantly told to play basketball because of their size. So they just do it because it's the thing to do.
I'm good at it. I'm good at it.
I'm in love with the game. I feel like most 7-footers are like that. They don't really love the game. They were just told to play basketball because they're told.
I'm just good at it.
But don't you think that because Chill, you said it, most of these guys are looking at it as a job and what comes with it. Wouldn't that be like apply to guys that have been in the league a little bit longer? Like I don't know that many. Like I can't remember a time where it was like rookies or young guys that just came into the league with the mindset of, all right, yeah, this is just a job. I thought that was reserved for like guys that, all right, you done got through your rookie deal and now you got your first contract and you done been through the rigorous scheduling and all of that. You got a feel for it, so now you know what it is. You know what it comes with. You know everything that goes with it. With the young guys, I thought it was always, oh man, a dream come true. I dreamt of being in the NBA. I dreamt of being an NBA player. So that's the goal. And then you get there and realize what it really is, the business side. Boom. Right. Now it's a job. But now it's like guys are coming in 21 years old and it's all right, I made it. I'm here. It's a job to them then. That's kind of crazy.
You know why I think that happened though? Because I think the money going up has so much people just going into it for the money. People are just seeing the money now. Like, it's so much money everyone's making that young kids are not even falling in love with the game. They're just seeing, I'm getting paid that much amount of money. The money to me kind of ruined the actual the love of
the money. the difference, Shiloh, is the money has always been there. I mean, Jason Kidd, his rookie deal was a $54 million deal as a rook. And the money has always been there. The going rate, like people say Jordan was underpaid. He probably was, even though the going rate at that time was $3 million for a two guard. So the money has always been there. But I think a lot of these guys, they love what comes with the game. The other stuff outside the game, that's what they love more than the actual game. It's just the game brings that. That's why I told you, Damo. That's why a lot of these dudes are afraid to compete, because they're afraid of getting shown up, because they're afraid of losing all of that other stuff that comes with the game, instead of the actual game being their motivation. And the reason why it was a bigger deal back then was because that was all we had. That was all they had.
Is that being a sellout, Chilltown? Is that like a is that?
It depends on which. I have a different idea of what a sellout is. A sellout is you telling me that, like, for example, KD sold out. KD sold Russell Westbrook out. That was a sellout. You telling me one thing, only except on the other side, you really plotting against us to go do this. That's a sellout. If you come to a job and you come into this job and your idea is, I'm just here to make money and that's all I'm here for, and I'm here for everything that comes with the job, as opposed to loving the job, that's not really a sellout. That's a dude that's about his business. But because we're basketball, but because we love the game, we expect dudes to love the game like we do, and they don't. So I don't think it's a sellout more than it is these dudes looking at it from a business standpoint. That doesn't mean I like it. Because I don't. I wish these dudes loved the game more than they do.
I think it's the money, man. The social media attention, the money, the fame. Like back then, yeah, they were getting money, but not like this.
No, it's way different today. Way different today.
Yeah. I think kids is going to it just like seeing money, not actually loving the game of basketball. So I think it is. But Zion will be back, man. Trust and believe. Zion's getting at least 50 games. 50 games. Watch.
If he does, I mean, that's what's up. Like, obviously, I never want anybody to be hurt, and I definitely don't want nobody to miss out on no money. But shit, I mean, hey, we'll see. We'll see. Hey, 50 games on that New Orleans team. I'm excited for them if Zion gets 50.
If you don't play at least 50 games, I feel like New Orleans is gonna trade his ass.
Y'all remember last year?
Who gonna take him if he
somebody will buy this, Doc. Somebody will buy him. Somebody will buy it.
Nobody is purchasing this shit. Nobody will purchase. Okay, the Knicks.
Julius Randle for
Zion.
Julius Randle for Zion. It will happen.
The Knicks will do it, and that's about it. Though. That's what the Knicks. The Knicks are probably the only franchise stupid enough to do that.
He's also a huge draw too. Even though he don't play a lot, he's a huge draw. So a team like Washington, a team like Charlotte, where we could sell some tickets with this guy. Even though he don't play that much, if we could get him on the floor for 40 or 50 games, it would be worth it to do it. And when he plays, he is one of the better players in the game. It ain't like he's just out here. Just as a show. No, he is one of the better players out here. The problem is that we can't get him on the floor.
What's the most games he's played in? What he's played? This is his season 5. That was season 5 or season 4?
His second season, he played 61 games.
So 61 is his max.
He made the All-Star team that year. He was 26-7. Made the All-Star team that year.
That's what
it was 61 out of 72 as well. So he was available.
By the way, which means, Mars, that 61 could have been 71 out of 82. Had we had 82 games that year.
Over those 61 games, averaged 27-7. I mean,
what did I say? I knew it was something like that.
That was 3 years ago.
27-7, almost 4 assists. Hey, Zion get to it when he on the floor.
Without a doubt, he does.
And Ron,
that can't be debated.
And Ron, that Rolls Royce in the parking lot, oh, that shit is so nice when they get on the road. Only except it doesn't turn over when I get in the car. Half the time when I turn it over, and I crank it up, it's broken. So what good is it to me? And when I do get it on the road, I'm rolling, it'll break down right in the middle of the road. What good is it to me?
He got to put some good gas in that car. You know what I'm saying?
That's the problem, Ox. What kind of gas you been putting in?
Right, he riding around. You can't be in a Rolls Royce and ride around the whole city looking for the cheapest gas you can find.
Can't do that, y'all.
It's all good.
Can't do that.
Let my man do his thing.
Oh, no,
you know what I'm saying? Like Damo, you know what I'm saying? When you not putting the cheapest gas in that, is you, Damo?
Absolutely
You know,
not.
you got that quality, Damo.
Word.
Premium in there.
It's one of them episodes.
Put the premium in there. Put the premium in there.
Yeah,
Right,
come
I
on,
can do
man.
with that.
Okay.
That shrimp po' boy gas ain't getting it done for him. You know what I'm saying? No, those extra large bowls of gumbo gas before bed is not doing it.
Yo,
Hey,
you think go ahead,
Shiloh. You got it.
Now I was gonna ask a question like, do you think Portland would take Zion? Portland?
Yes.
You think they'll take
Yes,
him?
they would. Mm-hmm.
They can't.
There is a lot of
if they
there's a
can
lot
get
of teams that
anything
take
from
Zion.
if they can get anything from New Orleans, it has to be Bi, and they already ruined that.
Yeah.
So you don't think if Zion comes out, plays a good first 15 games, balling, 20 games, balling, you don't think New Orleans could get on the phone and be like, hey, maybe you guys should ship Dame down here and
They'll be lined
Ron.
up.
No
Not just Dame, Ron. The league would be Washington, Toronto, all of these teams would line up if New Orleans got on the phone and said, "Yo, he's available."
Taking them. I don't think Toronto
Portland,
taking them.
Shiloh, Portland literally cannot do that. They
Why not?
cannot. Portland cannot do that. Just with their history of having like injured stars.
Oh
my God,
yeah.
Portland cannot do that. Like I'm talking about from BI. I'm talking about all the way back to Big Bill Walton. Like you cannot do that. Greg Oden, B. Roy, they can't, bro.
Sam Bowie. We can't have this dude.
They just can't.
Yeah, we can't do it again.
Yeah,
it is a bad history. The thing about Zion, what I don't understand is that I understand you young, right? I do understand that you're young, but at the end of the day, I'm an athlete, and as an athlete, isn't my priority to take care of my body? I might not know how well to take care of my body at 21 years old, but I do know that the reason why I'm here is because of my skill set and my body. And if I'm not able to perform, then I'm not going to have a job. So I got to do a better job in taking care of my body. So this dude, knowing who he is, knowing how he could potentially blow up, knowing how he could potentially get himself out of shape, at 21 years old, I think that he would think that, all right, I got to do a better job in taking care of my body. I can't just run around here like I could just eat whatever I want. Don't get me wrong. When you young, there's a part of you that's invincible, that you feel invincible.
I think that's what it is.
But there is a part of you that feels invincible. But at the same time, Shiloh, I am a pro athlete. And as a pro athlete, there's a part of me that's going, yo, I got to do a better job in taking care of my body, because at some point I'm not going to be able to do this. So I got to last for as long as I possibly can. I think that's where vets come into.
These past seasons, like smacked him in the face. Now he realizes that. I feel like he came in the league not thinking like, oh, I'm still young, I could eat this, whatever, and still go out and average 27 points. I think now seeing that his body is now lasting is now smacking him, like, you know what I mean? He sees the reality now. Like he's going to change his diet up. And on a Gilbert Arenas show, he's talking about changing his workout regimens and doing different things. And so I think he sees it now. He's going to. What's
a good, because Zion, if let's say last season he had to be like what, 280? What you think is a good weight for him to play at?
Bro, Zion's been at 300 pounds for a little bit now. I hope people know that.
I think 270 is good enough. I mean, because
that's too heavy.
That's heavy, but
it's hard to say what we should play at. We don't know what his actual weight is. So I mean, can we just get an estimated weight? What do we think?
He should probably be at 250, probably.
That's where I'm at, Big Ops. 250.
Don't say can he reach 250?
When Charles Barkley came into the league, Charles was at 285, and Moses Malone got with Charles Barkley. Said, "Yo, go lose 10 pounds."
It wasn't muscle like Zion. So I'm saying
Zion fat too,
but
Zion is fat too.
Him at his most fit is still like 270, 260.
No,
in college they were saying he was 285. And that was a lot of muscle.
He can still slim down. Like even muscle, he can still slim down from that too.
To 250 though, I don't know if you go that.
I feel like 250 is crazy for a guy like Zion. He's 6'6". He has to have like a little bit of bulk on him to play how he wants to play. I'm saying 265. I think
250 is
Damo.
Huge.
I was just about to say, Damo, you know how big 250 is?
Can you go down low though? Like
that's not that low, Shiloh.
250 on a 6'6" power forward.
Barkley wasn't as much as Zion, so it was easier for him to drop weight. Is what I'm saying.
I feel it might be easier. It might be easier for Zion, for him to cut weight, but Zion can still do it. Like nutritionist, like or whatever. You know, the specialists. They got specialists that can help him do it. You know, a healthy way too. Like my thing with Zion is like maybe spend the offseason doing different kind of workouts. Like instead of lifting, you know what I'm saying? Do
you like more band work. No, I'm saying like he said that like
like band workouts. Do some swimming, get in a swimming pool, swimming, do some cardio and stop eating everything. All he do is eat. He want to eat weights, he want to eat food, he want to eat whores. The boy need to like just do the push away method, back away from the table, back away from the whores, back away from the weight.
You need to do some push-ups.
Push away, stop, just cut everything. Go to rehab.
I just think it's incredible that we're talking about a professional athlete taking care of his body.
I know.
I think that's nuts that we actually having a conversation about a professional athlete not taking care of his body. This is actually your job. You can't, like us coming up here and talking, but we don't talk basketball because none of us know what we're talking about. What the hell are you doing here if you're not taking care of your body? How is that possible?
When we had the blueprint like a LeBron James who's big at 250, what? Just follow that. Just literally just do what he does. It's so
the thing about it though, Shiloh, is you got to understand this dude has a whole NBA training staff. He probably has personal. On top of that, he probably has personal trainers and stuff like that. He probably has his own personal dietitian. He literally has a blueprint that he can follow from when he wakes up to when he goes to sleep. They probably tell him how to sleep too. So in 24 hours, there's people telling him do this the right way. If you do this way, you'll be in the best shape. If you do this way, you'll be in the best shape. He literally has the blueprint to follow. He's basically just saying F it.
Yeah. See, we can't compare him to Bron. Like that shit different.
Oh, no, I'm not doing that.
On top of that, Bron has Savannah. You know what I'm saying? So
who does Zion have? Actually, never mind.
Oh yeah,
I want to ask one more question before we move off of Zion. Let's say Zion does stay healthy, and I mean, I'm assuming we all want to see Zion healthy. I would like to see all 82 games of Zion, 83 potentially if they win the tournament. But let's say Zion is at his peak, he's on the court. What do you guys think the Pelicans do this year? Keep in mind, remember last year they were number 1 seed at one point. Mm-hmm. And remember, Ticket came on here talking about Zion he was saying what, top 5? Mm-hmm. What do you guys think they do?
That's what I was saying before. I think if he plays like a good amount of games, what do they do? Peace.
Damo, how you feel about Zion? I'll give it to you later.
But now I
don't really give a fuck.
If he plays a good amount of games and shows that he's still as good as he was the previous years, but and then has like a injury scare again, I feel like that's it. Like, if he has another injury scare where he's out for a significant amount of games, I feel like that's the last straw for New Orleans, and then they'll trade him. So he needs to play a consistent stretch of games without no injury or missing no significant amount of time for them to keep him. But I feel like if he gets injured like one time, he's gone. He'll get traded.
I would say a top 5 seed. Healthy Zion, playing at least majority of the season at the level that we seen him play the last time he played a good bulk of games. I would say a top 5 seed. That's a dangerous team. That's a fun group to watch. It's a dangerous group of young guys. With that veteran leadership of a CJ McCollum. I would say a top 5 seed at the very least.
I think I think he brings something that they just didn't have. Number one, he brings them another ball handler. He brings them another playmaker. He brings them a big time scorer that they didn't have. So with all of that being said, I'd like to see Zion rebound a little bit more for a guy his size, and I think he could improve defensively. But all of that stuff with Alvarado being one of the better backup guards in the game, with Brandon Ingram, with CJ McCollum, right? With the guys that they have on that crew, Zion brings them to being a legit playoff team. And if he's on the floor for 75 games, 75 games, I think they're a legit playoff team. And I think that they'll cause a lot of trouble in the Western Conference in the playoffs. I'm not saying that they win in the championship, but they won't be easy out.
Mars?
They'll be top 10 in the West. So I don't know where. Denver, Phoenix, the Clippers, Golden State, the Lakers, Memphis. That's 6. OKC.
Mars, you might kill me for this. You might kill me for this, Mars, but I think with a healthy Zion, I think they're better than Memphis.
At least to start the season, because Ja's not going to be there for what 30-something games.
No, Memphis are pretty good without Ja. Like, if it was
last year they were
biased.
Last year they were
That's
just
exactly what I was thinking.
They got Marcus Smart. I mean, is that much of a drop off?
I mean, I don't think that's putting them above. I mean, they lost Tyus Jones, added Marcus Smart. I don't think that puts them just well above just a 500 team without Ja. I don't think they made that many.
It's 25 games. If they can go 13-12 without Ja and then perform at a good pace when he's back, I still think they'd be a better team than New Orleans.
You don't think New Orleans would be better than a 13-12 team in the first 25 games with a healthy Zion?
I think they could probably they could start like 16-9, but I still think Memphis with Ja would just be a better team.
They'll close it in. Okay.
How many games is that? 57?
Yeah, the only thing with Memphis that scares me is that they're going into the season with like 2 new significant changes, and then their best player not being there. They already got to get
second best player.
Their best player not being there. They have to get adjusted to like Marcus Smart and Dillon Brooks. I mean, Marcus Smart being there, like a whole new team kind of. So I feel like that's gonna affect them in a way. But they gotta get the Marcus Smart being there is a new team, and then Ja coming back, they gotta adjust to that too. I feel like that's gonna have them like have a slow start in the beginning. So I think
I didn't even say the Kings. My fault. I didn't even. I just forgot to say that. I think they're a top 10 seed. That's it. I think they're.
You didn't forget.
I didn't even say Houston, but that's fine. Top 10 seed. Top 10 seed. Top 10 seed.
Now that's my sleeper team. Houston. Hey man, I believe in them boys. I ain't gonna lie to you. 40-win team. I'm calling it, bro. They're a 40-win team.
Push it to 50 in your split.
How much games they won last year?
They won 20.
Why you have to answer the question? Why you have to? That's
a big jump.
We're rebuilding.
Only reason why is because literally last season, between the season prior and last season we just went to, the Thunder with again the improvement of an SGA. They added a rookie. They added other guys. Well, not even that. But I'm just talking about last season. The Thunder were a 40-win team after having a season where they were a 20-win team, but it took significant jumps from guys. I think Jalen Green and Sengun are taking potential borderline all-star leaps. I feel Jabari is going to take a big leap. I feel like Tari is going to take a big leap, and you're adding vets, and you're adding an actual system, a defensive-minded system, but you're adding a system. I think they can take a similar type of leap with all of those guys.
I'm not mad at that. I think Fred is going to be a big part of that. Fred is the point guard they need, the game manager. Fred is going to be big for them.
Game, okay.
Fred's going to be that veteran leader they need. He's going to be good for them.
Game manager, Mars. Why don't you like game manager? What's your problem with game?
I've just never heard Fred VanVleet be called a game manager. That's something I've never heard.
Well, maybe that might be a good thing for him, because maybe he might be a little bit more productive if he was more of a game manager instead of a guy who shot the basketball as much as he did. Maybe we can turn that down a little bit and get guys more involved and be more of a defender, aka a game manager.
Well, if he doesn't, I mean, that's an ideal, but we've never seen it. I don't know if he's ever shown the ability to be a game manager.
I think him being the vet on the team now, he could show it. On the Raptors, he wasn't necessarily the vet, so he never had the opportunity to.
He also wasn't making 40 million. So
if he doesn't do that, then they're not winning 40 games. So.
He also didn't have Ime Udoka as a coach too. It's going to demand something different from him. And with him demanding something different from him, I think you all are going to see a difference in his game. He may be more of a game manager. I think those shots that he was taking when he was in Toronto, I don't think that you're going to see that same shot selection, because I don't think Udoka is going to have that. I think that you're going to see more of a distributor. I think you're going to see more of a defender. I think you're going to see more of a floor leader than you saw when he was up in Toronto. Because I think that it wore thin with with Nick.
Chill cutting out. I'm not saying chill. Cutting it out.
I think it was thin with when you get in the locker room with guy gas, but I think that you're going to see a different look from him. And I'm not totally objective to him being more of a game manager than he is than what he was up when he was in Toronto.
I hope you guys are right.
I just think I'm just confused on so many. I've seen so many people in the chat saying, "Oh my God, SJ took an All NBA leap." There's no SJ on that team. I get that. Listen to what I'm saying.
Yes, there is. Don't you get that? Yes, there is.
Okay.
There
is. Here we go.
Well, they want to say Jalen. That's fine.
Who's that guy, Mars?
Hey, that's Jalen Jordan right there. That's Jalen Jordan.
They want to say Jalen Green. All I'm saying is, if you have, and hear what I'm saying, Sengun and Jalen Green both taking at the bare minimum borderline all-star level leaps, and you're adding Jabari, who's going to take a big step, Amen, who's going to be an impactful rookie, Cam Whitmore is going to be an impactful rookie, and whether y'all want to say it or not, Dylan Brooks, Fred VanVleet, they count as vets for this team. Everybody
playoff
here
experience,
isn't even
both of them.
Playoff experience.
Both of them bring heavy playoff experience.
These young guys ain't even drinking age for real. So I mean, these guys are vets for them. I feel like that's enough to take that leap to be a playing team. A 40-win team is a playing team last year. So I don't want people are seeing 40 wins and thinking, oh my God, that's crazy. It's a playing team. I think they'll be a playing team this year. That's why I'm saying 40 wins. But if you don't think Jalen Green, Sengun, Jabari all taking big leaps, Tari taking a leap, you have two impactful rookies, you have two vets coming in with playoff experience, and Udoka, who has an actual system and defensive minded coach, and when he was coaching was considered one of the better coaches in the NBA. If you don't think that can get them at least to the play-in, I mean, I can admit my biases with my guys. Just say you don't like them at that point.
I think I think you're asking a lot, to be honest with you, Damo, because you're talking about a 22-win team last year that was very undisciplined. Not only were they undisciplined, they were terrible in the fourth quarter playing defense. They were terrible in the fourth quarter. Remember, Mars, your team led the NBA in fourth quarter turnovers. Not turnovers. They led the league in fourth quarter turnovers. That means that when the game mattered the most, they turned the ball over the most. That's a discipline issue. Right, that's a discipline issue. So now you have Ime Udoka in there. So now we still have to establish, number one, who the man is on this team. Is it Fred VanVleet? Is it Jalen Green? Who is our
better
defense?
Be in agreement. They better be in agreement on who the man is on the team. In my
opinion. Who is the man on this team? That's number one. Number two, who is our defender? Who is our dirty work guy? Roles have to get established. Once those roles get established, then we can decide, all right, we got this going on. Then we can move forward. I just think that when you're talking about a team making a 22-game leap, that's asking a lot for a bunch of kids, man. A lot.
We just seen a bunch of kids do it. That's the only reason why I have faith in it. You literally last season watched the Oklahoma City Thunder do it. Now, it took crazy circumstances for it to happen. I'm saying that's what's going to have to happen here. That's the only way it will happen. Crazy circumstances, extreme leaps. So I'm thinking extremely high ceiling for it to happen. I get it's crazy, but I believe some crazy stuff is cooking up.
Right.
And Dama, you know what's the craziest thing about that with OKC? They literally did it without the top draft pick that they had from last year. They did it.
They're only going to be better this year. They're going to be better this year.
If I was to tell you guys, OKC was going to make a crazy jump last year, they were going to be a playing team. They were going to do this, and that. You automatically would have been like, oh, Chet won Rookie of the Year. Chet went crazy. Chet's this, and this. They did it without Chet.
Right. They did do that. But we also have to.
They did. Someone saying no, they didn't. They were a playoff team in the bubble. Yes, with Chris Paul, you idiot. They won 20-something games in order to get the second pick to get Chet. You doofus. I'm so sick of people in the chat just not knowing what happened and not knowing history. You seen them go to the bubble in 2020. What happened in 2021? What happened in 2022?
No, Houston were in the playoffs in the bubble too. I mean, Houston were in the playoffs in the bubble too. So
they had James Harden and Russell Westbrook. Knock it off.
Houston was in the playoffs. Let's calm down.
With James Harden and Russell Westbrook.
Were they in the Houston Rockets? What they were wearing the Houston Rockets uniform. I don't understand.
So that's what it is.
Quick question. With Chet coming back, do you guys expect OKC to make the playoffs? Like, is that an expectation now for them to be in the playoffs?
I think they'll be a
8 seed.
They could be a 7 seed. They could be a 7-6 seed, honestly.
Who are we talking about? I'm sorry.
OKC.
I think they're a bona fide playoff team. I do. I think they're a bona fide playoff team this year. And we talk about SGA like he made this giant leap. Like he wasn't averaging 25 a game the year before. It's not like he came out of nowhere and he was averaging like 16 a game like Tracy McGrady did, where he was averaging like 15 a game, and that 15 went to like.
Hey, what you talking about T-Mac, man? That's crazy. You start comparing them to T-Mac. They start interfering. That's crazy.
Yo, chill. You froze.
That's a crazy freeze for him. That's a crazy freeze for him.
The guys ain't like that one.
I'm gonna go ahead and bring things back to center, though. We're gonna start talking about Team USA. We will get to AD's new contract, and also this show we're gonna do Joel Embiid versus the field. I got 9 other centers, current, past, and some from the far past, and we'll see if Embiid is better than any of these guys. And it's not just centers; it's big men.
Here we go.
But But
Mike would eat his lunch, Mars.
there you go, Mars. But Team USA voted this past weekend that Jaren Jackson Jr. was the best player at camp. He was voted like the MVP of the weekend. How do we feel about this?
I'm not surprised. He probably was the best defender, and he could give you a bucket on top of that. Probably was being very vocal on the defensive end. And probably took a leader role. I wouldn't be surprised if they said he was the best player. I know Ant didn't vote that. He probably was the only person to vote for himself, but everybody else probably being objective.
Ant actually voted. It's funny that you mentioned him. Ant actually voted Josh Hart, and he said,
"Oh yeah, he was trolling. He threw the pick away. That's what it was. He said, if y'all not voting me and I can't vote for myself, give it to Josh Hart."
Troll alert.
He really voted Josh Hart and said like when Josh Hart steps on the court.
I like Jalen Brunson.
Just comes together.
I like Jalen Brunson was playing during that weekend.
Definitely, they're definitely not biased coming from you. Definitely not.
I like Austin Reeves. I thought Austin Reeves was real good.
Jalen Green was hooping in the footage. Jalen Green was hooping.
Austin Reeves goes without question. He's probably top 3 best player on that team.
For the select team, I was seeing Jalen Green hoop. I don't know what to say. So.
No, he's better than Jalen Green. He starts over Jalen Green for sure. For sure.
I don't know who he's talking about. So I'm just
we gotta. I can't. I'm really waiting for this season because Mars, you're gonna have to show me something with this kid Green. I gotta see it. Because the way you talking about him, we talking about an all NBA performer. We talking about an all-star. We talking about a guy taking his team to the playoffs. And even though he wasn't he the number 2 overall pick in the draft, so this stuff should start happening. So, Mars, I'm gonna really be paying attention to Houston. I will be.
Good, and then everyone will say, "Oh wow, Mars, we didn't know Jalen Green was really this good," and I'm gonna be like, "I told you," and then I'm gonna just be gloating.
If you need another thing to pay attention to, hey, tune in to that them boys down there in Florida because someone brought up in the chat, and I do agree. Orlando is cooking up something crazy. I will say
I'm
that.
telling you,
Paolo is probably one of the most disrespected number 1 picks I've seen in a long time. No one, I don't know why no one talks about it. It's like people just didn't like the Magic enough to just witness the number 1 pick in basketball that came into the league looking like a NBA player, came in with the body bigger than most guys on the court as a rookie and had game. Hey man, Orlando's cooking up something crazy. So if you
Damo, am I tripping? Am I tripping, Damo? Should Orlando be trying to? If they obviously they got to keep Franz and Paolo, but if they could, would it be a good idea for them to try to make a play a day? Can they make a sneaky push this year or next year?
It depends how far off AB is. If Anthony Black is like a complete basketball player, if he shows that like within the next year or two he can be something serious at your point guard, there's no need. But if he shows he still needs development, and they still got Jalen Suggs, who's definitely an underrated defender, but they still got some young guards down there. If they shown that, hey man, all these guys are still like plateauing, or they're just not what we need them to be in the next 2 years, 100% make a play at Dame.
That's my thing.
What's his name too? What's dude? He's been injured the last couple seasons. They got Markel too.
Isaac. Are you talking about
Isaiah?
But this my thing about Orlando. I don't got no faith.
He's cold when he's healthy, but my bad.
I don't got no faith in it. I don't got no faith in their young guards like Suggs, Anthony, and Folks. I don't got no faith in those 3. And that's
Anthony Black.
Really?
You ain't gonna faith in Markel Fultz? Hayes.
No, Fultz was getting busy when he came. See,
Fultz the only good one.
I don't believe he's going. I don't believe he got the ability to take them over the top. Like I think he's serviceable. He's serviceable for what he's doing right now. But I'm like, because you got those franchises that take gambles. Sometimes they take risks like that. I'm like, I'll sell high right now and just see what we can do. See if we can make it in the next 3 years. Can we sneak one?
I feel you. I feel you. With how good Paolo is, with France being potentially he can be potentially all-star because France is nice.
He'll be a great third, fourth option.
Those 2 guys being your top 2 players, Wendell being a good guy at the center to play his role.
For somebody to bring up Wendell.
If genuinely those young guards aren't showing enough, then punt, get Dame down there, and you can be a immediate like contender. Definitely be down there. Well, not immediate in terms of going to the playoffs. You can definitely like make some noise for yourself as a young team, trying to show you're ready. But I think, and call me crazy, but Anthony Black, I would give it at least half a season or a year because Anthony Black could be that point guard they've been missing. Like the guys they've been missing on, everybody's calling Jalen Suggs mid, which I feel you. I was saying that too. Go back and look. His defense, if anything, is underrated. But he's a good defensive guard. But I understand Cole Anthony, UNC guy. I'm a big Tar Heel. He's not what he was advertised to be for them. Jalen Suggs he wasn't what he was supposed to be or people thought he would be. And Markelle is Markelle. Markelle is good, but he's not the guy that's, like you said, he's not putting you over the top. I definitely agree with that. So if you got that feeling before the trade deadline, like, yo, we're still there with these three guys and AB is still shown too far off, definitely go make a play for Dame. But
if they got it, if they can fleece though, if they can really fleece Portland,
if you can keep AB, if you can keep AB
yo,
and get Dame,
no way. It's two things.
They
about
got picks, Ron. They got picks.
Two things about this.
They got enough young guys. They have enough young guys to make it work.
It's no way in hell that Portland sends that boy to Florida and doesn't get a top tier package, and that's both teams. But we're talking about the Magic. It's no way that they don't send him down there and get Anthony Black back. That damn near is their only, and obviously they're not putting up the other two. So it's no way that Portland's like, okay, we're not getting Anthony Black to pair him next to the other guys we got. We want Anthony. But also, too, it just doesn't make sense to me to send Dame down there. And my thing is, you're like, yeah, Paulo showed you something, but the boy can barely drink a beer. Francis showed you something, but
it's the new NBA. These kids is young.
So, no, this is what I'm trying to say. I don't think they're old enough, mature enough, developed enough to even lead you to past the second round. So what's the point in going to doing all that to go get Dame for 3 years of underperforming of what we want to do? If that's the case, well, we might as well go get a young. I'd rather go get Anthony. If that's the case, I'd rather go get a younger guard that can develop and grow with these guys. Like, obviously, Anthony's not as good as Dame, but I would rather have Anthony at what he's at right now for 10 years than to have Dame at what he's at right now for 3 years. And then on top of that, Dame's gonna be disgruntled. I mean, he gonna like Orlando.
No,
he gonna be like,
he spent 11 years just comfortable and complacent.
And so why is he doing what he's doing right now?
Because
after
11 years, there's a certain tipping point for everybody. So 11 years is the number for him. That's what it took. 10, 11 years, and it was like, all right, this is enough. But with Dame, with how you're seeing a lot of these guys with his skill set age, I mean, unless Dame his body just breaks down, I don't know why he couldn't. I understand not play at a superstar level or play at the super high level for long. But if you don't think him coming off the cliff will be a gradual decline with his shooting, his playmaking, the way he can play ball with those guys, you send him down there. He's better. Paolo's better than anyone he's played with probably since LaMarcus Aldridge. Alone, you're already playing with a better player than you've played with in the last 7 years. Come on,
Damo. Damian Lillard is 33 years old.
And how long do you think he can play at a high level? Because I think he can play at a high level, not tip top, but I think he can play at a high level for another 3 years.
I got him in 3 years, but also, are we doing this right now? So, what are they trading Dame for? Just to sell a couple more tickets?
Well, one, yes, you're the Orlando Magic. You're selling tickets. You're bringing a marquee name down there, and you're bringing a serious guy who's a high-level guy to come play with your young number one pick power forward, your young top lotto pick 3/2 because Francis is a cool combo guy. You got those, and he's going to have them playing at a higher level, and you're going to be seen as a more serious team. If you get these guys, Paolo in year 2 or 3, playing in playoff games, not playing games, actual playoff series, that does wonders for him. In year 2, y'all get him. They're going to the play-in, and you can make some stuff happen. Now you're a playoff team in year 2.
So you're trading for Dame to be in the play-in or to be a 7 seed?
Look at Jason Tatum. Look what playing with
Kyrie. They were a number 1 seed. They were number 1, number 2. They were a top team in the league.
I'm not saying that the Celtics, the Magic will be what the Celtics were. I'm saying look what that experience has done for Jason Tatum.
No, absolutely.
Jason Tatum, year 1, was in the conference finals, chest bumping LeBron. If you don't think that had a lot to do with why he has the confidence that he has now to go into that next year to be like, nah, man, Kyrie, I ain't gonna lie, you was that guy, but I know what I was able to do last year. I need a bigger role. If you don't think that could be the same case for Paolo playing with a guy like Dame, where Dame just puts you in a position. I'm just saying, that's a good point. High level basketball, come on, man.
I'm not saying that Dame wouldn't be good for them. Any all-star, any vet, any leader would be good for a young guy. It's just, what does that do for the Magic? It doesn't make sense to trade for a 33.
But what you just said though,
a hell of a move for the
Paolo though.
Well, because
look,
Ron, look, let me ask you a question real quick though, Ron. The Magic with that duo right there. I'm only talking about Franz and Paolo. They can make a move, maybe send them Wendell. It's not like me and Dama talked about already. If they can do it and keep AB, I think that's a great move. They got him getting better. I think that team right there, and you said a play-in. I think that team competes for a 4 or 5 seed. You know. On top of that, they'll bring it.
So on top of that, they'll bring somebody else. I don't trade for the tail end of Dame's prime to give up the potential that we can get with Anthony Black, who can potentially be one of our cornerstones.
I'm only talking about this if they keep Anthony Black. They got to keep Anthony Black, and as long as they keep Anthony Black, keep Paolo, and keep Franz, I'm cool with this. And
who did they give up though? Matt, they
give up a lot of draft capital. Wendell Carter, and maybe two of those guards, Cole Anthony and Suggs, or Cole Anthony and Markelle. I don't care either one. It don't matter. They could all go. They could all go and go to other teams and bring another vet through. Yeah. I'm not sure. Maybe another vet that's kind of. I don't know.
I just think
Zach Levine, somebody else. You know, they get another shooting guards type player. That's a shit. I don't know. Even like a CJ McCollum level would be good enough to get him. You know, obviously not CJ.
Ron,
you don't want to pair them again, but
Ron, I also think you haven't answered what the expectation is in Orlando. The expectation in Orlando, even if they get Damian Lillard, isn't to win it. And even if they didn't have Damian Lillard, that's not to win the NBA championship. We're talking about a team in the Orlando Magic. I want to make sure I'm getting this right. I think that they've made the playoffs twice in the last decade. What are we talking about with this team? This isn't like this is the team that's on the doorstep of winning the NBA championship and we emptying everything to get. What we're trying to do is we're trying to get back to being competitive. And we're trying to get back to playoff status where we can at least be respectable. And if we could get Damian Lillard in here and keep the core of our young kids, who's not doing that? Absolutely, they're doing it.
I get that, and I think Dame expedites the process. But what they got brewing right now, I like what they got.
I think they're on to something. Here's the difference, though.
Give him a couple years to get his feet wet. You got Franz. I think he's going to be knocking on all-star doors. If not this season, next season. You got Paolo. We don't even got to speak on Paolo. They got other solid pieces. They got more draft picks that's coming. I say you just sit back and let the process. You sit back.
That's not a bad move either.
You don't think Dame expedites that process, like getting his feet wet?
Absolutely, he does.
Wouldn't the best way to get his feet wet to be in the playoffs, actually competing for something?
Here's what I think, Dame.
That'd be the best way to get him ready.
Dame is like, it's almost like it's just that tease. Like he comes, he gets you in the playoffs for a couple years, and then he retires.
That's all he needs.
Like, damn.
That's all Orlando needs for the young players. But this is the point that you guys are missing that I'm saying. You got Anthony Black, and this is all contingent on Anthony Black being traded. Anthony Black for anywhere from 10 to 15 years being a good point guard. I'm just saying a good point guard, being a starting caliber point guard, or Dame for 3-4 years.
Yeah, but you talking about Anthony Black though, Ron? That we was talking about keeping Anthony Black this whole time.
Yeah, that's why I would. Yeah. So me and you had said that, and I acknowledged that as well. But then I also said I believe that Anthony Black will go in that trade.
Okay.
I don't believe they could get Dame without giving up Anthony Black.
Did you have the same stance when Chris Paul went to the Thunder?
I really didn't expect Chris Paul to do too much over there. And once again, it's a similar scenario, and Dame's better than Chris Paul at that stage when Chris Paul went to the Thunder.
And look what Chris Paul did for those young guys on that Thunder team. Lou Dort definitely benefited from having that run with Chris Paul. SGA, and it's hypothetical ball. I can throw it out. It's hypothetical ball, but I can say the SGA we see now definitely benefited from having them runs, them experiences playing with and behind the Chris Paul.
That's not hypothetical, Damo. That's a fact. That is a fact. If he's not running with Chris Paul and he doesn't have that playoff experience, that doesn't elevate his confidence. He's still just a player that's trying to figure it out. He learned a lot running with Chris Paul. And the same logic can go on with Damian Lillard playing with same logic can go on with these Orlando Magic kids, with Paolo, with Franz, with all of these guys playing with Damian Lillard, because he's been deep into the playoffs. He's had playoff teams, he's had deep runs, and these guys playing with him, that would develop their confidence and raise it even more. So when he's gone, I mean, I think you need leaders like that on your crew, and I think Damian Lillard would be worth it. I do.
I just feel like for a team like Orlando, and again, this is the business of basketball. This isn't just playing. This is a business. Right. For the Orlando Magic, I can't, and I don't have the numbers in front of me, so I'm speaking on my ass when I say this, but I can't remember the last time, and it might have been this year with Paolo. Maybe he was the guy, but I don't remember the last time they had a top 15 player in jersey sales. I can't remember the last time they were consistently selling out arenas or even filling out half capacity when it wasn't a LeBron's coming in town, Steph coming in town type of night. So getting Dame down there alone for the business aspect of the Orlando Magic is already enough for them to make that trade. Now, again, me and Ox are talking about AB staying there. I preference my statement by saying I don't think they should make it if Anthony Black shows he's actually intact and is a capable basketball player. Now, if he's not and you need that, move some guys and get Dame down there. But in this situation of keeping Anthony Black too, I'm saying you punt on Wendell, you punt on Jalen Suggs and Markelle. And I understand people are saying Portland don't need guards, but now you have two guards who are combo guards and can play defensively next to Scoot, so it benefits them. That's a good way for them. And you throw a bunch of unprotected picks. I mean, hell, that's better than Duncan and Tyler Hero, in my opinion, for them. And hey, Dame's down there, and again, you're just down there to give you a different situation. I don't know if give you a different situation, and you're playing competitive. You will teach these guys how to play high level basketball, and it does wonders going down the line. Now, Dame, if you want to be end your career as a Magic, you're going to fall off a cliff gradually. You'll be able to steadily decline, how Chris Paul has. You'll be able to steadily decline while these young guys are doing better and better and playing competitive basketball games. And the Magic is making their money. It's a win-win. In order for the Magic, it's a win-win all around, getting Dame business-wise and on the court. Now, for the Portland Trailblazers, obviously, we do not care about the Portland Trailblazers in this situation. So I can't even speak on how that works for them. We're not looking at that aspect. But for the Magic, I mean, if that's the case, if that's the scenario, I don't know why not.
I just want to reiterate that Dame, as quote unquote disgruntled as he will be, Damian Lillard would be in Orlando if he got traded there. He would absolutely show up and he would play.
Oh yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
All right, fellas. Moving along to the next topic. Back to actually your guy, Damo. USA camp. We're gonna talk about that a little bit more. Steve Kerr a guy on the select team, Cade Cunningham. He said he's a guy who can really control the game from the point guard spot with his size and physicality. And it's good to see him looking so healthy. This is after Cade Cunningham basically dominated a scrimmage against Team USA. Obviously, he was looking good and whatnot. How do we feel about Cade as of right now and going into next season?
Cade's looking good. I'm expecting fringe all-star level from Cade. Not making necessarily, but the way he was playing in that scrimmage, that pick him over him and Jalen was looking real good. I want to see like fringe all-star level from Cade next year. And I can see him doing that.
I know y'all big on Cade and Jalen. I'm big on Cade and Jaden Ivey. I think Cade is gonna. So Jaden already is good enough, but I think Cade is gonna get Jaden damn near all-star level as well. Like maybe not this season. I don't know exactly what's going to look like this season as far as like what's going to turn into points. But eventually, once Jaden is ready, I think he's going to be a premier two guard in the league, and it's going to be based on Cade really getting him open, getting him easy looks. If he can facilitate that and work good with the big fella, I think Cade's going to have a hell of a career.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think Cade's going to be an all-star this year as long as he's healthy. If he's having a healthy season, he will be an all-star. I have high expectations of Cade, and I feel like he's a tremendous player. That size with that kind of feel for the game, you just can't teach that. So I'm excited to see Cade and Jalen Duren. As anything that big and that guard combo for me is impressive. I just don't see with how Jaden Ivey plays. I just don't see how him and Cade work. But he was hurt last year, so I can't. I have to see it. That's all I really wanted to see last year. I was really Really excited to see how those guys are going to work because I believe in both of them. I just don't know how they're going to work together because of how they play. But I just got to see it. I'm not saying I don't believe in it. It's just with how they play. I got to see how that meshes together. But I'm definitely excited to see what that Pistons team as a whole has to do. Has in store. I think they have a lot of talent that people aren't talking about. People are not talking about Sir Thompson. I said this back when we were talking about the summer league stuff. People made it seem like before the draft, and maybe it was just my timeline and people I was talking to, they made it seem it was a pretty big gap between a men and a Sor. That gap is not there. It is not a big gap. It might be a men is better, but I don't think it's that much of a gap that people was making it seem, at least from what I heard. So I'm excited to see this team as a whole, not just Cade, who again I think is going to be an all-star. This team in general.
So when you look at the all-star team just from last year, Damo, so just from the guard standpoint alone, in the Eastern Conference particularly, Holiday, DeRozan, let's see who else was on it. Irv was on that crew.
You just named the first two guys you named just are not all stars no more. There you go.
So those guys are out, and Cunningham replaces them.
There you go.
DeRozan is definitely out. Yeah,
Drew, unless the Bucks are head and shoulders number one, and they got to do the whole 2 guys from the first seed or 3 guys from the first seed going to be all stars. Yep. If they're not doing that, and Cade is having a clear better year, yeah, he's probably going to take Drew Holiday's spot.
So Holiday
or DeRozan.
DeRozan's just not gonna make it. He's just not
DeRozan, Halliburton, Drew Holiday. Who am I? And I'm also now. You also got other guards that are around too, like Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell is also another guard that made the All-Star team last year. So somebody's gonna have to cut. If Cade Cunningham is now making the leap to be now an All-Star, one of you dudes got to come off. And that one guy is that Drew Holiday, considering he older.
I think DeRozan too, because the Bulls aren't going to have a good year, and
Kyrie's in the West, so Kyrie's
gone. Yep, Kyrie is gone.
Holiday now in the East. So I was.
Donovan Mitchell was in the East last year.
You're right.
Did Trae Young make it last year? He didn't make it, right?
No, he didn't. So no Trae Young. Irv is gone. I think. I can see
Trae Young making it. I can see Trae Young making it.
We all know he was a snub. We all know he should have been an all-star last year, and we all know.
In front of who? Ron? Because here we go with Trae Young logic. I know he's 30, almost 30
and that's it. Why was DeMar DeRozan up there? What was their seeding?
I think DeRozan's going to be gone.
Yeah, I think DeRozan.
He should have been long.
Yeah, I think DeRozan is out.
Jalen Brunson is going to make an All-Star team. I think he's going to be a great player. I don't think he's going to make an All-Star.
He'll get enough votes.
Does he make it over Tyrese Halliburton too?
Yes.
No.
Wait, who's on?
No. He's having a great year this year.
Cade?
Cade.
Oh, no.
Tyrese, the Pacers going to have a great year this year. Tyrese is making it.
They should have a great year.
They should, I guess. Yeah, but I think they are. I think they are.
And it's a lot of teams that I want to talk about, and just an FYI and a disclaimer for everybody. We're gonna over the month of September, all 30 days, we're gonna break down all 30 teams in the NBA. We're gonna dedicate one specific episode to breaking down a team, their roster, our expectations of them, their offseason moves,
the Hornets,
all the little intricate things. We're gonna talk about everybody. The Hornets got some things to talk about, whether it's good or bad. We can still talk about it.
Don't disrespect the city like that, bro.
Hey, Ron, what day are we doing the Lakers?
Yeah, what day is that?
Oh, your ass gonna be here, Ox. I don't want to hear none of your nonsense. You'll be here for that.
You don't show up.
You're gonna be here when we talk about the Sacramento Kings. So your ass gonna be here when we talk about the Lakers. I don't want to hear none of your nonsense. I don't want to hear it.
No doubt. I'll be here. I was going. That's why I was asking.
It's your man too, by the way, Ron. That's your man.
I wanted to make sure I mark my calendar. So I don't miss.
Ox, who's gonna have a higher seed this year, the Lakers or the Kings?
Probably us.
Why probably y'all?
Just because of youth, you know.
Shiloh, don't start Shiloh.
We taking the regular season.
See what you starting, Shiloh?
Yeah, I'm just asking questions.
You know what I'm saying? you know what I'm saying? No, Damo, why we're taking the regular season very serious, and we want to compete. We're younger. You know what I'm saying?
I get it. Take the regular season
Bron
serious.
Bron gonna be more. Bron gonna be more on some shit like, nah, we just trying to get there. Let's we good with a 5, 6.
Just trying to get there. Yeah, just trying to get to the finals. You're right.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like they're not trying like they're. I don't mean trying in the sense of like struggling to get into the playoffs. I mean they're just trying to get into the playoffs. They don't care what seed they're in. They're taking like what the Spurs used to do sometime. Like we not tripping. We good with the 4 seed, 5 seed. I think that's how the Lakers are looking.
Like we did last year. Yeah, as long as we there, we got a chance. I feel you. No. With that, yeah. I agree.
That's why. So I'm not saying.
I agree.
Yeah, so I'm not saying what teams are all better. I'm just saying as far as seeding goes, I think we're going to be ahead of the Suns and the Lakers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I just asked seeding because if I asked who was better, then that would have been an easy answer. That's why I didn't ask.
Yeah, no, I don't even got to think about that.
I don't know why.
That would have been real easy.
I can't wait to talk about the Suns because I got this feeling in my gut that the Suns is about to turn out like the 2011 Eagles, boy. If anybody remember when the Eagles had Nnamdi Asomugha, Mike Vick,
they had to go to the bowl game.
And
had to go to the bowl game.
Hey, and they went out there and laid just a dud of a season. Hey man, call me a hater. I don't care.
Trash.
I do not believe. Hey, I said it when it happened. All that to lose in the second round, bro. Crazy.
Trash.
I think the Suns can get out the West, but if they don't,
this thing has been a failure and a ridiculous failure again. That's what it'll be. And to answer your question, Ron, Cade Cunningham on Team US on that team select. I don't know who does Jalen Brunson come off the crew if you decide moving forward that you want to add Cade Cunningham to the crew. Who comes off the crew for Cade Cunningham?
Not Brunson. I don't think it should be Brunson. Brunson look good to me.
I'm cool with that.
Whoa, relax. Josh Hart. Why is Josh Hart allowed to be there?
My vote is Jalen
Why
Green.
is Josh Hart not allowed to be there?
Because Austin Reeves is here. That's what we talking about.
Why is Jalen Green there? He's redundant. We don't need no.
Who invited Chad? What's he here? Why is he here? Come on. Shush.
Bobby Portis. Get Bobby Portis out of there.
Yeah, Bobby Portis didn't do nothing.
Bobby a big body though. That's you can't really.
You need lunch pail guys, Damo. You do need that.
Yeah. I want to see more from Bi though. Bi didn't really do nothing for me. That's just me.
Whoa.
Yeah, just look at him just standing there.
Yo, and we will see tonight though because
Tyler just enjoying talking right now. I'm not gonna lie.
In those runs, what was he doing? I didn't see nothing from Bi.
Who cares? Who's scrimmage? Like, who cares? Like,
I'm just saying, I didn't see nothing from him.
Okay, when you see the games and he's the best player on the team, shush.
Okay, all right. I hope so.
Yeah, disrespect.
Hey, but in case you guys don't know, tonight Team USA will be playing against none other than Slovenia and Luka Doncic. I want to say it comes on at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. So let's all tap into that because tomorrow we will be talking about that.
What's it going to be on?
I can't call it.
Streaming.
Somebody send me a link or something.
But all right, y'all. I got a couple super chats. Let's go ahead and dive into these. Greek Goat said better game 6 closeout. 21 Giannis or O3 Duncan?
Duncan. That was legendary what Duncan did. Should have got
the Nets are mid. The Nets are mid. Suns are better, so Giannis.
Yeah, I'm
the
a hater.
Nets are a mid team. The team that went to the NBA championship in back-to-back seasons, they're mid.
Yep.
And Phoenix was better. I don't know if Phoenix could beat that Nets team.
Phoenix beat them in 4 games.
Say sweep them?
Yep.
No way. Okay. The reason why I say Duncan is because I think Giannis, that Milwaukee team, number one, they had the momentum going into that game 6. They had won 3 straight going into number 4. That San Antonio team, they were in a dogfight. And I think that they held New Jersey to less than 80 points. And that was largely due to Tim Duncan. I think he had almost 10 blocks in that game, in addition to the 20 boards that he had. So if they don't get that from him, they definitely don't win that game. How many?
I'm saying
he had 8, but he actually had 10. They just rubbed it.
He had a few blocks that they didn't count or give towards him. He should have had that 10.
So he should have had a quadruple double in that game.
That's why I have him over Giannis. He should have had a quadruple double.
Yeah. He should have had a quadruple double in that game. Yeah, I'm going with Tim Duncan.
No, if he was that guy, he would have got the extra blocks. Now Duncan.
Ox, Damo.
Oh, I say Giannis. I'm a hater.
Nice.
Duncan.
You hate Tim Duncan? Who hates Tim Duncan?
Yo, Mars.
Huh?
I was about to say, Mars, are you
You
applauding
hate
him being a
Tim
hater or are you applauding his pick?
Both.
Okay.
Oh, Mars a hater too. So let's be clear on that.
Ain't no one going out their way to go watch
Who
Tim
hates
Duncan.
Tim
Let's be
Duncan?
real,
Who
like.
hates Tim Duncan? That's
Oh,
crazy.
Listen, I don't hate Tim Duncan, but I do enjoy. That's crazy. I do enjoy jumping on the bandwagon of just unnecessary just criticism and throwing stuff over Tim Duncan. When everybody was talking about, oh man, AD better than Tim Duncan, I didn't believe it. I definitely pushed the propaganda. What? I love spreading misinformation.
That's the
You
reason.
don't believe that, do you, Damo?
That's the reason why I have AD. I'm sorry. That's the reason why I got Tim
Yes.
Duncan where I got him. Because exactly what you said. Ain't nobody going out their way to watch Tim Duncan. I'm falling asleep watching this dude. Meanwhile, I checked the box score and it says 27, 13, and 5. And I'm like, wait a minute. What am I missing? Because something going on. Something going on that I'm missing. And like, yo, Goofy, pay attention. This dude is awesome. Then I start watching him, and it's like a boxer that just keeps punching you in your face with that jab. He ain't doing nothing crazy. He just keeps popping you with that jab. That's who Tim Duncan was. He was a technician. Absolutely, I went out of my way to start watching him. Yes, I did.
Trill's the only one. No one's going back and watching some 0-1 Spurs games. They aren't. They'll go and watch them play the Lakers because they want to see Shaq and Kobe.
So y'all,
But they ain't going out their way
Mars,
to watch
y'all really didn't like watching Tim Duncan play basketball, for real?
What's that to like?
Oh,
What's there not to like? That's the $1 million question, Mars.
What
Not what's there to like. Mars, what is there not to like? Everything that a big man does, he does it. What is there not to like about him?
He does it boringly.
Yeah, that dude, he was boring, but
It's not the most aesthetically pleasing.
He was boring. Come on.
I just don't.
So
like
it wasn't.
basketball,
So it
man.
wasn't great for the eyes. So you rather look good and lose than look okay and winning.
He doesn't look okay. He looks boring. It's just boring.
Yeah, he's dominant, but he's boring.
Meanwhile, it's working.
That's good. That's good basketball.
Meanwhile, it's working.
I ain't trying to. Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan had a great 22 bank shot. I don't care.
Wait, so then y'all don't
want some real hoops.
Wait, hold on. So y'all don't enjoy watching Kawhi, then, right? Just for the sake of consistency, y'all don't like watching Kawhi, right?
I like.
No, really.
Okay, so Shiloh,
Because there's nothing extra crispy about his game. Nothing.
So Shiloh's
boring.
Nothing extra crispy about Leonard's game. And I love his game.
He's less boring than Duncan, but he's
Look. All right. Like, you know, when you like get when you get something and it's like sugar free, but it's still good. Like,
no,
I don't want to. It was
no way. No,
I don't want to say it's bland. No,
Duncan is that pizza with no pepperonis on it. It's just a cheese pizza, but it's damn good.
Really,
it's really good.
It's way better than that. Y'all doing Tim Duncan dirty right now. This is
we not. Because here's the thing. Tim Duncan is everything that a big man is supposed to be. He cleans glass. He runs the floor, pops the mid-range, protects the rim, protects the paint. Got exquisite box work, great footwork. Because it's not easy on the eyes for guys like Mars who'd much rather watch Jalen Green shoot 25 or 30 shots inconsistently. Yes. He'd rather watch that. That doesn't mean that this guy wasn't awesome. I absolutely enjoyed Tim Duncan. Everything about his game.
Tim Duncan used to have me jumping around
all day.
I'm not gonna lie.
Imagine jumping on a Tim Duncan highlight. I can't
No.
There's no Tim Duncan highlight clips. They're not.
That's crazy. When I was younger, I ain't gonna hold you. I used to be like Mars too. I couldn't stand watching Tim Duncan play. I didn't get it. I sat down with my grandfather, and I'll never forget this. Sat down with my grandfather, and we was watching another classic, Memphis versus one of those early 2010 San Antonio Memphis series. And you know, during the playoffs, when them come on, you might as well go ahead and go get you some food, go and wrap it up because this is about to be a boring game. But I really sat there and watched like. Yo, he really sat me down. Watch how Mark works on the post. Watch what Tim does here. Look at Zebo on the post right there. And when you really look at it and really value the game for real and see what these boys is doing, I'm like Ox, bro. I started jumping up my seat. Once you see that little shimmy, yeah, with the little baby hook right there, man. Hey, it was beautiful, man. I love that cheese pizza. That shit was great.
Nah, for real. Hey, you. It takes a little bit of basketball maturity. You know, you gotta. You gotta go a little
What I used to trip off Tim Duncan was that little quick spin he had when
That
he'll
quick
push
step.
up and he'll come off that. He got me trying to do that. Like at first, I'm like, how do you stay on balance with that? And then I start trying to figure it out. You know, Tim Duncan, if you watch his game, like just little stuff like that, that's exciting. He come off of that, he hit the little bank shot. He'll dunk on you though. Tim Duncan was catching bodies. He was blocking shots. You know what I'm saying? Running the floor, shooting that bank shot is not easy to get down. But once you got it down, the geometry of it, all that, like that's a
especially in the mid range, Ox. That's 15, 17 shot. Feet is not an easy shot to make. And especially when you got defenders in front of you. That's
from different angles, from different from different length. You gotta put the ball on different parts of the backboard. So I don't know. That was good basketball.
Duncan was an amazing player. It just wasn't easy on the eyes to watch. And comparing,
people like you, and for people like Mars, I love watching Duncan.
I'm not talking about if it was good or bad basketball. Like I know it was great basketball. I would never debate that. I'm talking about whether or not I personally liked watching it. I'm just saying from my point of view, I thought that was exciting, good basketball.
If you want to see great spin moves, you could just go watch Hakeem. It's just so much better.
Well, yeah, I love to watch Hakeem too, but
yeah, that's real hoops.
Wait, Shiloh, did you enjoy watching the Patriots play football?
I'm not a big football guy, so I didn't watch. Okay, I didn't watch it. I didn't watch them in their heyday. Okay, so yeah.
I'm just making sure. I need to see. You already inconsistent loving and watch Kawhi, but not watching Tim Duncan.
Why? Why I like Kawhi? Because I like the mid range game. Like I'm a Kobe fan. Like I like the mid range game. So that's to me. I like Kawhi.
So you hate big men. So you just hate big men.
No, I like watching Shaq. Hakeem's my favorite big man of all time. I like big men.
But is Kareem boring? Is Kareem boring?
Shiloh, just plead the fifth. Just plead the fifth.
Is Kareem boring?
Just plead the fifth.
Nice. Okay, nice. You understand?
I did, but Kareem's boring to me. Yes.
Yeah, Kareem.
Skyhook might be the most beautiful shot.
I know.
Ain't no one trying to see this.
That thing is beautiful. How many times we got guys in today's game doing running hooks in the lane? We think they got that from Mars.
They mix it up though.
Doesn't make it not boring. They just copied something that was boring.
Yeah, it's just a grainy film. It's just a grainy film. Y'all just can't get y'all such Generation Z, Generation Y, whatever generation y'all is. Y'all just can't look past the clear film.
That gets boring after a while. Change it up.
With the exception of Jordan's head and shoulder fake. With the exception of Jordan,
move ever. What you?
Boring, man.
Unstoppable is still boring. Unstoppable.
If you guys got this exact pickup line that every time you drop, the chick coming and getting in your car and y'all going home. Are you going to switch anything up?
It's good. That's what Kareem was one of the best.
You are just going off a limb.
You're arguing effectiveness. I'm arguing entertainment.
Ron. I will say
I don't care about
if I'm the guy with the move to get the chick in the car, no, I'm gonna do 100 times out of 100. But if I'm with my man's who has that same move that he knows gonna get that chick in the car, as soon as I see him getting set up for the move, here I go. All right, bro. Just drop the pin, bro. Go ahead and drop the pin. All right.
Meanwhile, he bagging her though. Meanwhile, he's straight bagging her. Every time he bags her, you're just rolling your eyes.
Hey, and the next time you go out, you know what I'm gonna say? On the way to the venue, you know what I'm gonna say? Hey, gang. Hey, leave your pin in the car. You gotta show me you got actual game, bro. Leave that pin in the car. I'm done to seeing a move. All right, show me you actually got it. Other than that weak pin pickup line, bro.
With the exception of Jordan's mid range, that fall away head and shoulder fake, the skyhook might be the most beautiful shot I've ever seen.
No, you clearly
it might be.
You clearly ain't see KD's hezzy pull up.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
I've seen KD's hezzy pull up. I seen his hezzy pull up. I think
T-Mac's hezzy pull up over the skyhook. T-Mac's hezzy pull up.
You've seen Kobe do 6 pump fakes, get the defender in the air, and get an M1.
6 pump fakes. That's beautiful to watch.
Yes. That's real hoops. That's real hoops. That's real.
I think that over skyhook any day. What?
I got more super chats to get to. We don't got time to disrespect the skyhook today. Super chats
over skyhook. Sorry.
Huncho Dre said BI and Zion at 23 is criminal.
Yeah, they should have been lower to be honest, but
I agree with that.
Hayne with the super chat said, "Why the fuck is JB and Tatum over Jokic and Murray?"
We're not going. So why are we overrating Murray so much now that he won the championship? Right? I hate it. It should mean why is he over them?
No one's overrating him. No one's overrating Jamal Murray.
Because people are also overrating Jamal Murray for sure. Jamal Murray for sure.
Y'all want me to wake up a sleeping giant?
Hey, Jamal Murray's game is better to watch than Kareem's, but That's why.
Come on.
There's a lot of people-
I don't know if I could do this shit today.
Nah, I'm that's going too far.
Hold.
It's just
Yeah,
facts.
y'all done ran chill off. You see what you done did?
Now,
No one's going out their way to look up Kareem highlights over Jamal Murray. I'm sorry, they're not.
You are right about that. I will watch.
No one's doing that. Let me look at it. Let's see which gets more views on YouTube. Let's see.
Yeah, let's do
Science.
that, please.
We're doing
Come
science.
on, we gotta admit, Kareem was dominant. It was just boring. No one wants to watch that, man.
All right, let's see which one gets more views.
Thickest Pilot 9 said Zion's body type is like Shaq, wide and carries a lot of mass, muscle and fat. Best weight is probably 265. He can be strong, lean, but explosive.
I agree.
265, cool too. I don't know. He should just try to lose as much as possible.
To Quay White said, I don't know how y'all want him to get to 250. He was 270 going into college and playing at 285. There's not a healthy way for him to lose weight, that much weight.
That's what I was saying. That's a lot of
It's
weight.
just how he's built, in my opinion. I don't know. He bottom
Kareem,
heavy.
25
He's
kgs.
bottom. Y'all saying 250, bro? A lot of that weight ain't even up top. He bottom heavy too, bro.
Yeah,
That's weird.
A lot of weight is muscle, though. That's the only thing I'm saying. Like, you can't lose the muscle. So
I'm not talking about in one off season either. I'm just talking about just gradually just start slimming
Over
down
a course of
little
time.
bit. Yeah, just gradually start slimming down. And first things first, lose that body fat, lose that water weight and all that shit. That'll go off quick. That's a quick 10 to 12 pounds right there. And then, slowly from there, just slim down. You can stay muscular, stay big, but just, slim down a little bit. Change your
Country
diet.
Boy said, y'all seen what happened in Birmingham?
Yeah.
Yeah,
the great day of August 6th, August 5th, whatever day it was. I love that. Every bit of it.
What happened?
Oh my god!
I just hate the violence. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I love violence in that aspect.
The boat and
Yeah, when they jumped that security guard, hey, I ain't gonna lie, I knew it was real when Buddy started swimming across. Now something to talk about. I'm gonna give y'all something to really look at. Buddy that swam across got his ass whooped because I ain't gonna lie, it was a clip after he swam, he got up. That everybody was talking about him giving Buddy that 22-piece combo. Afterwards, I don't know what happened. I don't know if he got bit by something, but he was holding his head after he did that and was walking like these. So somebody clocked him.
They spun back though. And caught them on the boat. So this definitely spun back.
Hey, loved it.
Reinforcements.
Somebody said they're gonna tell their kid that was the Boston Tea Party. I agree. That was in history.
That's crazy.
That was dope though. He jumped in the water went to help bro out. Even if he got touched up, it was worth it. Though,
and OG with the chair. Oh, yeah. I got straight.
He catching the charge though. Unfortunately.
100%. That chair should have been bisexual. The moment that chair became bisexual, that's when he went to jail. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, that's wild.
He jumped in that water like I've been waiting all day for this.
Yeah, man. I've been waiting on that day forever.
I've been waiting all day for this. Let's get it on.
He didn't take a break, boy. He just
what?
At it.
He couldn't wait for that.
Ryan, remember that? Remember like that week you was like just going, you was in a rough spot mentally, and then dude cut you off at that drive-through. And you was like, I've been waiting on this all week, and bounced out the car.
That was at the Taco Bell?
I remember. I think so. I think so. Over there, downtown off by Market Street.
Yeah.
It jumped. That's how bro was feeling yesterday. He like, oh shit, I've been waiting for this.
He seen me get out the car, and looked up, and was like, it was like, hey, bro, you want something?
Wait, Mars, any update on the Murray highlights?
Kareem pulled a nice little 25,000 views while Jamal Murray was at 138.
Oh,
congratulations to Jamal Murray. I mean,
Jamal Murray's better than Kareem and Penny Hardaway.
See, no one said he was better. We said better to watch. Steph Curry's probably number one in highlights.
Oh, in same and watching?
No. What I'm saying is that don't forget Jamal's not.
Jamal Murray's better than Steph Curry.
Penny's better than Steph now too.
Oh yeah, facts. Equal Steph.
And I think D Rose too.
Not equal. They're equal.
That is not what Ticket said. So don't y'all. That is not what he said. Okay, so let's chill out.
Yeah,
It's Mr. GQ to you said Ticket had Zion top 5 last year when New Orleans and Denver was 1 and 2, but refused to put Jokic top 5 till he won a ship.
Is that why he's gassing Murray up to not give Joker credit?
I think he said Jokic is top 5 now. But Jamal
And he
Murray-
gave Joker his flowers once when they won it. He did.
Yeah, he has him number 12 all time.
Oh, he does.
Yep. Higher than everyone up there.
All About the Wave said Mars. Somebody was smuggling Dub some good Mary Jane with this 2010 Bigs take. My God, I couldn't believe the BS coming out of his mouth. Cooked him.
Mars, can you fill us in, please? What was this?
About whether or not the bigs in the 2010s were good or not. But I will say, Al Jefferson, more entertaining to watch than Kareem. So there's that. So if you want to go that route, I mean,
wait, did he say that they were good or it wasn't good in 2010?
He said they were good. I said they wasn't good.
I don't agree with that. Yeah,
but
Al Jefferson was not more entertaining to watch than Kareem, and that is your opinion, Mars, and I will give you credit on that, but I do not agree with that.
Chill,
chill. It's fine. It's fine if you don't know real hoops. Chill, it's cool.
Chill, Mars.
He's more entertaining Zion or Kareem. He's more entertaining Zion.
I know he is. I'm well aware.
TikTok's gonna take it serious.
Look in his eyes, but you could just
TikTok's gonna take it serious.
You know when a villain get that look in his eyes, that's what like when Tars comes, you could just see it.
Troll Mars, that's him.
It's just something around his eyes. You could just tell he's ready to,
That is absolutely him. Troll Mars.
Kareem is a bum though, and that's no troll. He's just
Kawhi the God said, "What a joy, what a joy it is to not hear Ticket's lovely voice this morning, like your favorite bowl of cereal or your favorite cup of coffee, except filled with shit."
Oh, damn!
What? You didn't hear anything. You didn't hear anything from me because I'm here with your mama having a meeting in my bed. That's why you didn't hear nothing, because your mama on her knees over here right now.
Ooh.
She's a Jesus believer. That's cool.
Hey, get up, baby. Hey, baby, get up right now.
Yo. All right, so Jake sent the super chat. He said Slovenia game isn't until Saturday, Ron. My bad, y'all. A little misinformation. There is a game tonight. It's just against Puerto Rico. Slovenia is Saturday. And I think they should be.
Jose Alvarado, right?
Long
night the roster, see.
I believe it's Jose Alvarado. I believe that's what I know.
Yeah, it is. They got Jose Alvarado. And then they got Jordan Clarkson too, right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
No,
I thought he was
he played for the Philippines.
Yeah, I thought he was the Philippines. Yeah.
Yeah, my bad.
Puerto Rico. Good luck, Puerto Rico.
My fault.
But all right, fellas, it's about time to get into this Joel Embiid versus the field. So let's go ahead and do it. So I got Joel for you guys, and then I got a list of other centers, and I need to go around the room and ask you guys: is Joel better than this guy?
Okay.
And this is peak for peak. So whatever you
better put Kareem in there.
I definitely say I hope Kareem was on there.
Yeah,
I know my answer.
I know mine too.
Hey,
all right.
What if Puerto Rico beats us though?
Then you lose the game.
Retired team USA. We bow out.
Hey, when we lost to Puerto Rico in 2004, my man, his name is Pete though. He's Puerto Rican. He got on the phone with me immediately, and he said, "Yo, Dub, a bunch of dudes from 13th Street Projects beat the national team." That's what he told me. They went and got a bunch of dudes from 13th Street Projects and beat y'all. What do you have to say for yourself?
Carlos Arroyo.
I had nothing to say for myself. That was terrible. Oh my God.
A national team with Tim Duncan on it. That's crazy. Never happened to Al Jefferson. Sorry, carry.
But my bad though, Ron. Go ahead.
I'm looking at the roster. They do got a couple guys that I know, but they're not big in the basketball world, so I doubt that any of you guys know them. But yeah, I don't.
Humble brag.
Because we're casuals.
Right? Trying to say we're casuals.
Yeah, that was a humble brag from Ron. That was a humble brag.
I know them, but you guys don't.
You guys know John Holland?
Yeah.
No,
I know John Holland.
We go way back.
Real.
All right. Ethan Thompson?
I know Ethan Thompson.
Oh, yeah.
Never heard of.
You're not special for knowing these people.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I am. I'm just saying I didn't. These are guys that we're not going to talk about up here.
But we can talk about.
That's your fault. I'll talk about Ethan Thompson all day.
Yeah, Ron, you the one want to talk about.
Yeah, you the one who wants to talk about Joel Embiid versus Field. If you want to have an
Joel
Ethan
Embiid
Thompson segment, let's
That's
go.
all you want to talk about is LeBron James and shit. Man.
All right, let's talk about Ethan Thompson versus the Field. Let's do it.
There we go. See, now we're talking. That's real hoops.
All right, never mind.
Shout out Ethan Thompson, by the way. But all right, let's get into it though. We got Joel Embiid versus the Field. Let's go with the very first name. And we're gonna start with Mars, Ox, Damo, Shiloh, Chill, T. First name I got for you is Joel Embiid versus Patrick Ewing.
Joel Embiid.
Ox.
This one's really rough, honestly.
One has an MVP.
Yeah.
Just remember.
Shit, bro, this is hard, bro. I think I gotta go with Pat.
Give me JoJo.
Joel Embiid.
Ewing.
Take it.
Pat Ewing.
You guys actually picked Joel Embiid. That's tough.
All right, next we got Joel Embiid versus Dwight Howard.
Joel Embiid.
Dwight.
I'm taking Dwight.
Howard.
Yeah.
Who you got, Ticket?
The booty gone.
Dwight clears.
You guys think Dwight Howard is better than Patrick Ewing?
No, we're talking about Embiid.
No. I'm talking to Shiloh and Domo. That's it. You guys think Dwight Howard
better than Patrick Ewing?
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would say yeah.
No.
I have a 90s Knicks bias because of my uncle, so I'm a
See,
okay.
See, make sure it's clear,
when
Mark.
Domo admits bias, that's fine.
Right. There you go.
Okay. But Ewing is better than Dwight. Easily, but I guess.
All right, next we have Joel Embiid. Keep in mind, not everybody in this list is a center, but they all are bigs. Got Joel Embiid and Anthony Davis. Peak for peak, who are we taking? It's on you, Mars.
Joel Embiid.
Ox.
Joel versus who?
Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis.
Give me AD.
Davis.
You said the brow?
Yeah, the brow.
Anthony Davis.
Who you got, Ticket?
Terry Clough.
Terry Clark clears. Mars, it seems like you're the only one that's rocking with Joel right now.
Until I hear someone who has an MVP, I'm not picking Joel every time.
Is that the standard? Winning the league MVP? That's the standard.
Yes.
Even if you're playing at that level, if you're playing at an MVP level, that doesn't matter.
If you're playing at that level, why you ain't got the awards?
That doesn't mean that you're not good enough to get it. You played at that level.
MVP, Joel Embiid MVP, like right there. I can't respect that.
All right, and guess what? Anthony Davis, no MVP. Down here. Okay.
What? Anthony Davis, no league MVP. But Joel Embiid won a league MVP. So we can't.
He didn't even. That MVP was a robbery. He shouldn't have got the MVP first off.
Okay, and he should have got it last year. So where do we go from here?
No.
Who's next, bro?
He shouldn't have.
Okay, so you're just racist.
That has nothing to do with it. No, Mars.
Hey, Kendrick Perkins said it. Kendrick Perkins said it. I'm with Kendrick.
Moving along.
I stand with Kendrick.
Joel Embiid versus Chris Webber.
Joel Embiid.
I think I'm gonna have to go. I think I'm gonna have to go with shit.
At least he's a Kings fan. I can understand.
Nah, because it's I'm gonna say Joel, but it's hard.
Mm-hmm. I can see
I'm
why.
gonna go ahead and say Joel easily because it's not hard.
It's not at all.
I'm going to be.
Y'all sleep on Chris. Y'all sleep on Chris.
I'm very awake. I'm going to be
Very awake.
No, I'll stay asleep.
Charlotte, I highly doubt that you've actually watched.
Yes, I had. Yes, I had.
Hey, Chris Webber's better to watch than Tim Duncan.
Yeah, me as a Lakers fan, definitely have watched the whole.
Oh, you a Lakers fan? You a Lakers fan? Well, Charlotte, I don't know. I just thought you. I thought you was like young. I thought you was like Mars age or something.
Nah.
Ain't nothing wrong with being my age.
I didn't say there was nothing wrong with that, Mars. I
didn't like the tone. I didn't like.
No, I am on his age, but I've watched.
Let me check. Let me check my toe, boy.
Mars up here checking toe.
Oh yeah,
I didn't appreciate the rub it off on you. You guys being tag team champions of the world.
I just didn't appreciate the tone.
Not Suge Knight, Mars.
Yo, chill. Who you got? Chris Webber or Joel Embiid?
Webb was a glass cleaner. He was a better rebounder than Joel Embiid. He was more skilled than Joel Embiid. He had a better mid-range game than Joel Embiid. He was a better transition player than Joel Embiid.
Thanks.
He was tougher than Joel Embiid.
Better passer than Joel Embiid.
He had a better overall offense. He had a better overall offensive game than Joel Embiid. I think Joel Embiid was a better defender than him. Webb wasn't with the drama though. That's the difference.
I don't care about MVP.
Webb wasn't with the drama when it mattered the most though. Joel Embiid ain't neither though. So
I'll say Joel
Joel Embiid ain't neither. So if I'm just going strictly off what I just said, it's Webb.
Okay.
Those are some
Mr. Compartmentalized.
Yo, Ticket, who you got? Joel Embiid, Chris Webber.
C-Web.
Right back to you.
C-Web.
Yep.
Man,
what was you about to say, Alex?
I like the thing for me, I got to do the matchup though. Like I gotta think, when they match up with each other, who's gonna get the best of each other. And I just think Joel's just way too big. I don't think C-Web could really handle Joel. So that's my that's what puts it over the edge for me to say Joel.
Chris Webber was never close to winning an MVP.
I'm pretty sure he was close, Mars.
Not close enough.
All right, next we have Joel Embiid versus prime DeMarcus Cousins.
That's easy. That's easy.
My God, Joel Embiid.
DeMarcus.
Embiid,
not close. You better stop gassing DeMarcus Cousins, man. I know you miss him.
Yo, chill, you froze.
Lagging, Archer.
25 and 14.
Hold up, chill. You got
25 and 14. DeMarcus Cousins.
Chill. You got to start from the top. You froze. You was lagging.
I'm sorry.
To hear him praise DeMarcus Cousins again. Oh my God.
Please,
I'm just thinking about 25 and 14 DeMarcus Cousins, and we're not gonna act like that Sacramento team wasn't, for lack of a better term, a shit show. I mean, DeMarcus Cousins had 5 coaches in 6 years, and he still was producing at a high level. He still that 25 and 14 was not empty. However, he was not the defender that Embiid was. I think he is a better rebounder than Embiid.
How about scoring? Who's a better scorer?
Embiid.
Embiid
over DeMarcus Cousins.
Thank you.
Very, very straightforward. Very straightforward.
Who you got, Ticket?
Joel Embiid.
Joel clears. Next, we're gonna go back a little bit. We're gonna go Joel Embiid versus Malone. Not that
Which
Malone
one?
Mars. Not that Malone Mars.
Okay.
I'm about to say, whoa.
I was about to just take Joel Embiid.
That's a name I don't say. I don't.
No, I was about to say y'all giving Joel Embiid way too much credit comparing him to Karl Malone. First of all,
Who?
Credit?
Yes, way too much. That's not.
That's an indictment to get compared to him. I mean,
he's not on that. Joel Embiid ain't on that level, bro.
I agree. He's a law-abiding citizen. Shout out to Joel Embiid.
Oh boy.
Moses Malone has 3 MVPs, so I'll go with Moses.
MVP bias today's and that's out of you, Mars. But okay. Moses Malone. Ox.
Moses. Yeah, I'm going Moses.
Moses.
The glass cleaner, Moses Malone, 25 and 14 for 8 straight years. Jabbar, Chamberlain, the only other 2 dudes who say that they did that. Nobody else.
Take it.
Yeah, I'm rolling with Mo, but it's kind of funny how cats are saying Mo just because some other cats said it. Because if niggas would have said Joel, I know a nigga up here that looked like a Sean Porter would have said Joel too. That's all right.
Who, me?
You the only nigga like Sean Porter.
Yeah, Shiloh ain't watching no Moses.
What context gives you that opinion that I would say Joel Embiid over Moses?
You ain't watching no Moses games. That's why.
What you had said before he answered the question.
What? I think Moses is better than Joel Embiid.
No, I'm saying rewind the tape. When Ron first asked the question and listen to what you said.
I think saying Karl Malone. I don't say Karl Malone. So I know you listening, but listen a little harder, okay? Because that was not by Moses.
So you don't think Karl Malone's better than Embiid?
I don't. Karl Malone is somebody I don't even speak of. I don't speak of Karl Malone. So yeah,
no, he's
yeah.
not.
Joel is better than Karl Malone. Yes,
facts.
I'm talking about at basketball. So at basketball,
I don't
playing
know
basketball.
As far as I'm concerned, the Jazz played with 4 players.
Yeah, I don't.
We can move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
But listen a little bit harder, Tick. I know you're listening hard. Just listen a little bit harder, okay? Almost got me though. You almost got me.
Yo, Pirate, what's going on, my friend?
Long night.
Sound like it.
How you guys doing?
I'm cool. Hey, Pirate, this doesn't have anything to do with what we were talking about in the chat last night, does it?
No, that was just a joke, man. That was just a joke.
Okay.
It's a joke.
All right. I'm gonna catch you up, and I wanna quickly hear your answers to all of these. And
All
guys,
right.
we got 3 more to go. But Pirate, Joel Embiid versus the field. So we got Joel Embiid versus Patrick Ewing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going Patrick Ewing. He's my type of center. Defense. I think it's kind of close. Like, I want to be fair. Like, my gut just says Patrick Ewing right off the bat, but Embiid's got a little bit of weight on him. I think Patrick Ewing would probably still kick his ass in a bar fight. And defense, I think the defense would be the biggest separator. So I'll go Ewing.
All right, we got Joel Embiid versus Dwight Howard.
Again, Dwight Howard is like my type of center. I think as far as the skills that I really want, rebounding, defense, efficiency. Howard's not a 25, 30 point a game scorer. He's like, 20 a game, but at the same time, he'll give you great efficiency, led the league in efficiency. Dwight Howard.
Joel Embiid versus Anthony Davis.
Also, the first 2 guys played. So Howard and Ewing, they played like 80, 82 games a season. Embiid doesn't play. He's never played more than 70 games. Davis, same thing, doesn't really play. Defense. He's also really a power forward, natural power forward compared to a natural center, I'd say. But the overall package, defense, Davis.
Joel Embiid and Chris Webber.
I'm a huge fan of Chris Webber.
C-Web.
Chris Webber was the one that got away as a Warriors fan, the guy we let go. At the same time, the only thing I could definitively say that Webber does better is pass, I feel. Webber, another guy who didn't really play. Webber missed a ton of games throughout his career. So I'm gonna go Embiid. Yeah.
Joel Embiid, DeMarcus Cousins.
Another guy who doesn't play. This is just peak for peak, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I think the deal with DeMarcus Cousins is that his peak, I think his real peak was really just the time that he spent in New Orleans. And I think we kind of got robbed. I think if DeMarcus Cousins hadn't gotten hurt, then I think he would have had a pretty good peak in New Orleans. Like, he was trending up. And, on Sacramento, there was a lot of inefficiency. DeMarcus Cousins probably a better passer, better ball handler, shooting probably about the same. Not a good defender. I feel Embiid.
Okay. And this is the last one to catch you up with everybody else. We got Joel Embiid and Moses Malone.
I mean, again, of course, the gut just wants to say Moses Malone. I think Moses did a lot more with what he had. Like, Moses was a really ugly player to watch. He was a guy that, like, you watch him and you wonder, you don't think he's going to do what he does, and then he does it, and then he does it again and again. So I feel like probably a lot better technique and feel for the game for Moses.
Mm-hmm.
Embiid a much better athlete if they're just standing next to each other. It seems hard to go against Moses Malone. I mean, he won 3 MVPs. Yes. He led the league in rebounding like 6-7 times. I feel like I'm kind of crapping on Embiid because I feel like I've picked a lot of guys ahead of him.
That's okay.
Yeah. Efficiency, probably. Moses wasn't the most efficient guy, and he wasn't a good defender.
Moses? You know he was an all-league defender 3 times, right?
Yeah, the arrows.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, and also the rebounding. Like, if you look at, he got a ton of rebounds. He also played right in that nook where it was like Moses, and then you had Sigma and Buck Williams. I mean, not
Wes
the greatest era. I mean, let's go Moses. He accomplished more, but I think it's close. If we're just going peak for peak, I mean, Moses always obviously had a lot more longevity, but just best for best, I'll go Moses, I suppose. But I think it's closer than you would think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So now we all caught up. Now let's get to the last 3. All right. I got Joel Embiid versus Chris Bosh.
Joel Embiid.
Joel.
Embiid.
Joel Embiid.
Embiid.
Take it.
CB4.
Pirate.
No, Embiid, definitely.
All right.
Bosh is underrated, though, in my opinion. Bosh is underrated. I like
underrated. How, Shiloh?
When you say underrated, no one gets compared to
what do you mean underrated? Where you got him rated? You think he's top 10 power forward all time?
No, not like that. I'm just saying no one. I feel like people should talk about him more when it comes to that.
Okay, so that's not underrated. That's underappreciated. There's a difference. Underrated and underappreciated aren't the same thing.
Underrated.
You really just cooked him on the definition of what? That's tough.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, underrated. So people don't talk about him like that. People don't big him up in the top.
Okay.
So
if I can interject, I agree with Showtime Sean Porter on this. I believe that he's underrated too.
Goomba, show your face.
I think that
Damn, he's agreeing with you.
I think that when I say he's underrated, well, when he says he's underrated, I agree with him because I think that we didn't rate him as high as he should have been rated because he played with the Miami Heat. I think the trajectory his career was going before he played with Miami, he potentially could have won an MVP in the league. The way he was playing,
No.
You lost me with that.
Can I finish my sentence? Sir?
Keep going, Ticket. I'm listening to you. Keep going, Ticket. I'm listening to you. Keep going.
I'm saying that because that team would have still been built around him. Toronto showed that they could build good teams. Even when he left, Toronto recovered, and they still built very good teams. So I think a team that would have been built around Chris Bosh, he was one of the top 10 players in the world at that time when he went over to play with LeBron and those guys. And so when you think about that, also he was a lottery pick too, or top 5 pick in the draft. Now, it wasn't a slouch. This is a guy that was giving you 23, 24, and 12, 24 and 11. And he was elite defensively. He was all world defensively. So I just thought he would have got, well, I thought he was at that time. I thought he would have got better. Chris Bosh was a great shot. Chris Bosh was a great shot blocker, great rim protector. He was a very good rebounder. He had a good post game, good face up game. Matter of fact, we didn't see as much of his post game that we could have saw because he played with LeBron and he had to change his game. Same thing like Kevin Love. So, like I said, I agree with what Shallow said. I agree with his statement. I think that he is underrated because I think that sometimes when you got to play with another guy who dominates the ball more than you, you got to change your game. We're not really rating you on the same scale that we would have rated you had you would have been able to play your style for the most part of your career. So that's why I agree when he said he's underrated, because when we look at him, we don't look at him in the way I think we should look at him. He was making all-star teams. He made an all-NBA team, if I'm not mistaken, before he went and played with LeBron James. So he did make a couple all-star teams. He
shouldn't have ducked the grind.
No, if anything, I mean, respectfully.
I'm saying, am I lying about what I said, Pirate?
You're not lying at all. But I think there's some context.
Pirate, let me ask you a question. Foley, let me ask you a question. Before he went to the Miami Heat, where did you have Chris Bosh ranked in the world as far as players? The year before he went and played with the Heat, did you feel like he was a top 10, top 15 player in the world?
Top 10, no. Top 15, no. Okay. No, I'd say like 25, 30-ish. Like, if anything, honestly, respectfully, because I do like Chris Bosh. I'm not saying he's trash at all. If anything, I believe he's overrated. You just mentioned he went to.
I couldn't give you. Hold on, Pirate. I couldn't give you. Pirate. I'm gonna say this to you again. Hold on. I'm gonna say this to you again. I couldn't give you 20. I couldn't give you 20 players in the NBA at that year before he went over and played with LeBron James that were better than Chris Bosh. I'm saying the year before he went and played with him. Do you know what he was putting up the year before he went over and played with LeBron? He was 24 and
about 24. Yeah,
24 and 11. Now,
that was his best year. That was his most productive year.
Right. Hold on. Right. So look at what I'm saying to you is look at the trajectory where his game was going at that time. You ain't looking at the trajectory of where his game was going.
I am looking at the trajectory. I'm saying that last year in Toronto was let me explain.
But Pirate,
can I explain, please, real quick?
Yeah, but you
just mentioned.
Go ahead, Pirate.
You just mentioned he went to small star games. He went to a lot of all-star games. He went to 11 of them. He's also, in the entire history of the NBA, Chris Bosh has the widest discrepancy between all-star games and all NBA teams. He had one all NBA team that he snuck it. Let me explain. Ticket. He played for a Canadian team. Okay. Like, if you look at his all-star voting, he had a whole country behind him. This is the era of fan voting. It was the same era that Chinese dude, Yi, something.
Oh, no,
not Yao Ming. That dude was getting like 1.5 million votes a year. If you look at Chris Bosh, his last season in Toronto was his best season, right?
He was
the moment he moved to the Heat, his all-star votes got cut in half. He lost like 60-70% of the votes from then on.
But he made the all-star team
in Canada voting for him.
Hold on. But that logic is respectfully bullshit because he made the all-star team every single year with Miami. Every year he made the all-star team with Miami. So hold on.
He played in very advantageous situations to go to all-star.
Hold on, Paulo. And before Miami, he made the all-star team 5 years in Toronto before he went to Miami. Before he went to Miami, he was damn near a 20-10 guy for 5 years before he even went and played with Mike. And then if you look at his career, his trajectory, hold on, let me finish. His trajectory was going upward every single year. Every year until he went and played with the Heat, his trajectory was on the upward bound. He was heading into the dead part of his prime. So to say that in 2009, 2010, that CB4 wasn't one of the top 15 players in the world, that is absurd. Because you give me the big man. Let's start with the big man in the league that year that was averaging 24 and 11. In 2009, 2010, you give me the big man.
That was absolutely his best year. That was his best year.
No, that's my point. Hold on, but that's my point to you. Hold on. That's why I said I agree with Shiloh when he said that the dude was underrated. Because when you go and sacrifice and play a third fiddle on a super team, now your game has to take a back seat versus if he would have continued to be in that role in Toronto and they were building good teams in Toronto, you know what I'm saying, as CB4 was going along in his career, they were starting to build good teams. He had went to the playoffs. They were starting to build good teams. Look what happened with Toronto. They ended up really becoming a contender. And then when Kawhi goes over there later on, they get over the hump. But they had started to put real good talent over there and do a good job as far as building that roster. So I'm saying to you that if Chris Bosh would have spent those Miami Heat years in Toronto, bro, this ain't even a question. For anybody who questions in 2009, 2010, a dude that's giving you 24 and 11, you understand what I'm saying? As a big, go tell me, I'm going to repeat myself again. Start with the bigs. Go tell me in 2009, 2010 in the league, what bigs were putting up those numbers outside of CB4 that year? Because I asked you, where did you have him ranked that year before he went over to LeBron? What bigs in the NBA that year were putting up better numbers than Chris Bosh? Where they at?
What was Amari putting up?
Yeah, I mean, he was also.
I got you right here. So Amari in 2009, 2010, Amari Stoudemire was putting up 23 and 9.
Okay.
And that was the year that was a year before he went to New York, when he was an MVP candidate. When he went to New York and was an MVP candidate, he was 25 and 8. Chris Bosh was 24 and 11. But let this dude right here tell you he's overrated. That's crazy. Amari Stoudemire was in the MVP voting.
I also he's not trash. He was a good player, and that was his very best year. I'm saying his entire.
Right, but that was before he went to the Heat. Hold on. If any player would have went, any player that you saw that went to a super team, if you were going to be the third guy, for example, look at Kevin Love. Kevin Love was 26 in what it was, Chill, 12 before he went 13. To Cleveland.
14, I want to say.
And 13. So, and then what did it? Hold on. And when he goes to Cleveland and plays the third role, now all of a sudden he's trash because he can't play his game. Come on, bro, we got to cut this out.
And no one talks about Bosh. Bosh in Toronto wasn't known as a defender at all. He goes to the Heat. I don't know about him being a rim protector. He wasn't that, but he wasn't that. He improved so much on the defensive end. Like I feel like he is underrated. He doesn't get his just due. He proved so much on the defensive end.
That's fact. I agree with you on that, Shiloh. And he also he never gets the credit he deserves for championships that they won. He was doing all the dirty work, defense as far as rebounding, blocking shots, keeping extra balls alive. Chris Bosh was doing all the dirty work.
And like during the regular season, a lot of times when D Wade and Vaughn was out for games, Bosh showed up almost all those games, hitting game-winning shots, dropping 30 points.
I'm still waiting on my homie Mick Foley to give me the names of the dudes who was putting up better numbers than Chris Bosh that year.
You know it wasn't nobody else doing that. Nobody else was 24 and 10.
I'm just waiting on you to do that.
Nobody else was that.
So now all you can do is all you can realistically do is now look at the guards that was in the league that year dominating. And it wasn't that many guards. It wasn't 20 guards that was better than Chris Bosh. So again, like I said, Chris Bosh was a top 10, 15 player in the world in 2009, 2010. That's facts. And if he would have never went to the Heat, his trajectory, his game would have kept growing. He was in his prime.
It may have, but I'm saying his career up to that point was a bit overrated and hyped and inflated.
How was it overrated? Hall of Famer. He was on his way to the Hall of Fame without LeBron James. His career
before that, no.
I want y'all to hear what this dude is doing, right? Chris Bosh's career before he played with LeBron James. This man is putting up 22 points a game.
That's what this is really about. That's what this is really about. That's all this is really about, right? That's what this is about. James held him back. He was on his
No,
way
I'm
to
not saying that.
James. That's exactly what you're saying, Ticket.
Now with me,
That's what you're
I'm not chill. I'm not saying to chill. Anybody that play in the super, hold on, chill. Anybody that play on the super team, the third
Kevin Love was 26 and 13. He gets with James, and now he can't. Now he's 18 and 11.
I can give you multiple examples, homie. It ain't just that. When what you call them boys went over to Phoenix, Aiden's numbers dropped. I ain't saying he was putting up all world numbers, but he was 18 and 12. They go over there, he's 16 and something now. So all I'm saying is that's
not the same. That's not the same between 24 and 10 and 18 and 11. That's not the same thing.
Do you agree? Do you agree that the third? Hold on one second, Shallow. Do you agree that the third player always sacrifices on a super team?
The second player does too.
Hold on. I was not trying to hold on my hand to God in front of my whole family, nigga. I was not trying to call out disrespect LeBron James in this argument, bro. I'm trying to tell this dude that he sounds utterly ridiculous saying that a dude that was giving you 22. This is from year 3. Chris Bosh was 22.5, 22.6, 22.3, 22.7, and 24 points per game with damn near 10 rebounds every single year. To say that a dude like that is overrated on a trajectory he's headed, then the only thing that put his scoring down was that he played on a super team with 2 other top 5 players in the world at that time.
And he had to sacrifice.
Okay,
what are we saying?
Hold on, Ticket. You see, Ticket. I agree that he's underrated, but I don't. With Toronto, he kind of was overrated.
He was overrated.
No, that's not what we're doing. Hold on, Shallow. That's not what we're doing. So,
let me finish.
Do anything to agree with me, man. This shit crazy. I can't even agree with this nigga, Ron.
He was on your side, Shallow. He was on your side. Now you going against Ticket? Go ahead.
This type of stuff that be going on over here. I told y'all this. Clown shit. A bunch of fucking haters.
My point with him saying that he's underrated was with the Heat mostly. With Toronto, with the Heat, he became underrated. That was my argument.
Bro, just take that mask off and say you a hater, man. Just like the rest of them.
Ticket, you made a good point about him being a top 10 player. So, like,
hold on. Hey, chill, Shallow. Take your mask off, like Damo hating ass, and like Mars hating ass, and then just admit that you hate me, nigga. Period. Stand on that shit. No, I see the eyeballs every time I talk, nigga.
I'm okay.
Don't act surprised, nigga. I got you on video, nigga. Don't act surprised.
So Ticket.
I don't know.
I've seen you, nigga. I got you on tape, nigga.
So Ticket is it? So Ticket is.
It wasn't with Toronto. It was with the Heat. It was with Miami.
Right. We get that, Shallow. We get that part. Right. We get that part. So
what did I say?
Yeah, it was what you do, nigga, and what you said. We know what you did.
Ticket,
I just rolled 2 blunts. What did I do?
In 2000,
I've been sitting here letting you talk.
I just in 2009, he wasn't. So he wasn't better than Bryant. So in 2009, he wasn't better than Bryant. Is that fair? He wasn't better than Durant.
That's 2.
What?
He wasn't better than Howard.
That's 3.
He wasn't better than James.
That's 4. Didn't he beat Howard in the playoffs of that year?
No,
he didn't.
Oh, it was 2010.
He wasn't better than.
No, he didn't beat the White one year in the playoffs.
Maybe it was
Mark,
I know that they missed the playoffs. I know that they missed the playoffs. The year
did Chris Bosh beat the White one year in the playoffs?
No, not that I remember.
Okay.
So again, like he wasn't better than Bryant. He wasn't better than KD. He wasn't better than Howard. James, was he better than Dwayne Wade?
No.
Okay, so he wasn't better than Dwayne Wade. How about Dirk Nowitzki? Was he better than him?
No.
How about Carmelo Anthony? Was he better than him?
No.
Oh, so now hold on. Now y'all gonna say he wasn't better than Melo, a dude that wasn't playing no D?
Bob wasn't playing.
Hey, Ron. Here's the count now, Ron.
Keep Melo out of this.
They criticized Melo to the high heavens. Melo was an ISO player that didn't play no D.
Bosh didn't play defense.
Hold on. Chris Bosh was giving you 24, 10, 24 and 11. And he was hold on. That's not true. He was playing D. He was playing D.
We're talking about his entire career. It's not fair for you to continue to go back to his one best year that I think everybody will admit is his most.
Mick Foley. He made 5 All-Star teams in Toronto, bro.
Bro, I'm telling you, he played in Canada. He played
I don't
in
give a
Canada.
Chris Bosh wasn't better than Melo. I don't know what we're doing. Chris Bosh
I'm
wasn't
gonna repeat.
That's not even a
Bosh.
discussion, Mars.
Yeah,
We're not even
Chris Bosh
discussing
wasn't
that,
better than
Mars.
Melo. Ticket
We're not-
doesn't think
we're not
Chris Bosh was
even
better than
That year,
Melo.
no, I'm saying that year. That year, 09, 010.
We talking about Ticket. I want to stay on the point. Ticket, my man. Ticket, my man. I want to stay on the point. 2009, 2010. So we had Carmelo Anthony. And we had so he wasn't better than. Was he better than Dirk?
No.
Okay, so he wasn't better than Dirk. Was he? Hold on. Was he better than Tim Duncan?
No.
Hold on, 09, 010. Hold on. We gotta go to 09, 010.
Was he better than Tim Duncan?
Hold on, 09, 010. Hold on, 09, 010. Dirk was at 25 and 7.5 and 7.7.
So is that a yes or no? Ticket?
This is the issue.
No, I'm saying hold on. I'm just hold on, Mars. I'm just giving you the truth. I'm not capping. In 2009,
what's the point of you saying it? What's the point of you saying it?
No, I'm just saying that they lost in the playoffs too. So in 2009, 2010, he gave you more rebounds and more blocks than Dirk. And Dirk only had like more points than that dude. What are we saying?
Yeah,
okay, this is what was okay. Hold on.
No, I'm saying, what do you when you say that? Hold on, because when y'all coming at me, Chilltown, what are you basing that off?
Not y'all, Ticket. I'm trying to have a conversation with you.
Here's what you do. Here's what you do.
I ain't
you sit
No. I'm just asking you. Hold on, chill.
Watch the game of basketball with your eyes.
I'm asking you that year.
He's a bad player. That's what you do.
No, Chilltown. No. I'm saying that season. I'm saying that season, Chilltown. I'm saying in 2009, 2010. What are you basing thinking that Dirk Nowitzki is better than Chris Bosh that year off of that year?
Okay, well, number one, we got to take the playoffs off the table because Toronto didn't make the playoffs that year, so we got to take those numbers off the table. So we have to take that off the table. The fact that Dirk Nowitzki led his team in those categories that you talked about, he led his team in points. He also led his team in rebounds. He also made the All-Star team. He also made the All-Pro team, and he led his team to the playoffs that year. He did do that. Chris Bosh didn't do any of those things.
It's just a bad player.
That's not true. He led his team in points and rebounds. And he led his team in which box?
Bro, someone's got to score the points. Someone's got to get the rebound.
Hold on, Mick Foley. Hey, this ain't no cage match with 20 niggas coming out. I'm just asking Chilltown a question.
No. Me and Ticket.
That's how y'all always like to do me. Y'all don't do nobody else in the show like that. That's the goddamn piece of shit.
No, we're not. We're not doing that. Ticket. We're not jumping.
That's bullshit.
It's you and me. It's just you. It's just
right,
you and me
so
talking.
So my thing to you is this: we can both agree that Dirk had a better team around him that year too. We can agree on that.
Can we agree on that? If you look at
hold on. He had Jason Terry, he had Caron Butler, had Josh Howard, had Sean Marion, he had J Kidd. That was a way better team than what Bosh had in Toronto.
So that's the same, and that's the same team that's the same team that ended up winning the NBA championship. That team right there. Yeah,
not that year, but that team ended up winning. Right. So hold on. So what I'm saying to you is right. So all I'm saying to you is I felt like individually Chris Bosh was better than him. Now you named 7 guys. Keep going.
Okay, so I think I stopped at Tim Duncan, right? So 7. So how about?
Okay, hold on. Let's stop right there. So Tim Duncan in 09, 010. What was Tim Duncan? Chill.
I think he was 18 and 11 that year, if I'm not mistaken.
That's better than Chris Bosh. Hold on. So you think that Chris? Yeah, he was 18. He was 17.9 and 10.1 rebounds.
So he's 18.
You think that was better? You think that was better than Chris Bosh?
I think that was more impactful than Chris Bosh, considering what he did for them defensively. Absolutely, I do.
This is all based on stats.
Yes.
No, I'm not based on. Hold on. Once again, it's 1 on 20, man. This some fucking bullshit.
No,
you motherfucker. You a cocksucking hater.
We doing?
You don't do that shit against nobody else, bitch boy. Bitch boy.
I asked the question. Shut your ass up, nigga.
Like a fucking female, nigga.
You and me talking. Okay, that's
bro.
all
We've been doing a whole show this whole time with everyone having conscious conversations with each other. Everyone going back and forth with dialogue. The moment you actually start talking and people disagree with you and people want to clarify why they disagree with you, now we're jumping people. Bro, this is stupid. We're talking about Chris Bosh now, bro. I've been quiet. I've been letting it rock.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. We was doing a nice Joel Embiid versus the field, and now we're on Chris Bosh versus.
Did we finish on Chris Bosh? Like, why are we here so long?
I said, I think he's underrated. It started a storm.
El Shiloh, man. Shiloh's got us on this tangent.
As a matter of fact,
it started a whole.
As a matter of fact, Shiloh,
we done did this whole damn show. Everybody's been talking back and forth to each other. Everybody's been rebuttaling. Now it's all niggas jumping me. You the biggest nigga here talking about we jumping.
Nigga, go eat a Subway, nigga. Go eat a sub, nigga. Shut your ass up, nigga.
Tighten up, man.
Your ass up, nigga.
All right.
Can we get back to the point, Ron? I proved the point. I don't say nothing for an hour. I have a short conversation with Chilltown. These hoe ass niggas don't like what I say, so they try to jump in on me. They don't do that shit to nobody else. And I proved the point. When somebody else don't agree with somebody else, they don't do that shit. You motherfuckers only do that shit to me. Shut your big ass up and sit down, nigga.
Bro, you're sitting here, you 50 years old crying for no reason,
bro. I'm 50 years old. I ain't know what you're 50, nigga. Nigga, you are young and you die.
Oh my God, they all disagree with me. Grown as hell, man.
Nigga, do some sit-ups, nigga. Do some push-ups, nigga.
Why can't we all just be friends?
7 feet tall crying because people disagree with you.
All right, nigga. I bet you I beat that ass. How about that, fat?
You ain't gonna do a goddamn thing to me. Shut up. I disagree with you.
Come on, why you gotta bring it there?
Shiloh, this is your fault. Shiloh, this is.
I guess we reached that point in the show where we must.
Hey, ain't no one make you say.
We can't even just talk, bro.
I guess we've reached that point in the show where we
called me a
gotta talk
hater,
about.
but he brought it somewhere. I wasn't trying to bring it. I was talking about his Raptor years. I think he was kind of overrated. Was Raptor?
Shiloh, you should have just kept agreeing, bro. When you was agreeing, he knew your name and everything. As soon as you had your own opinion, you was.
You're right. I'm new to this. I'm new to this. Now I know.
Shit is childish.
All right, fellas.
I know I wasn't allowed to talk, bro. You know what I'm saying?
we got some super chats.
Now we don't even finish Joel Embiid versus the field. Now
Can we finish that? Can we get back to that? Can we please get back to that?
Y'all want to do the last two? Y'all want to do the last two?
Conversation that I was having.
Don't get thrown off your pivot, bro.
I'm gonna start with Ticket so you guys can just agree with him the whole way through.
I was actually.
All right, nah. Ticket, same order. Ticket gonna go last. We think we was right here with it. We was right there. Something like that. Here we go.
Want me to fix it?
Right. All right, here we go. Next, we got Joel Embiid versus David Robinson.
David Robinson has the MVP, but he also has a defensive player of the year, so he takes the cake over Joel Embiid. So I'll go to David Robinson.
Mm-hmm. I'll take David Robinson as well. Just because he's better.
Why are you going to Embiid, Damo? Why are you going to Embiid, Damo? Oh, because you're a hater. Okay, I can get with that. Okay, sure.
You're a hater of David Robinson?
Oh, the Spurs. I'm a hater.
Why would you?
Oh, okay, valid.
No, you're a hater of the
Spurs.
Yeah, he a hater of the Spurs. I can give that. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, I'm going Robinson too. David Robinson.
David Robinson, absolutely, man. 6-year stretch. I think he finished he ain't finished no lower than 4th in league MVP votes, and he didn't finish any lower than 3 in defensive player of the year votes in the 6-year stretch. He had 2 different coaches and still finished in the same season, and he still finished in the top 3 in league MVP votes, and all league. And he was a first team all league defender all 6 of those years. Absolutely, David Robinson.
Ticket.
Hey, fuck your chat room too, nigga. All them niggas in the chat room, you niggas get on y'all knees too. Y'all niggas all hoes, just like these niggas up in this chat right here, bro. A bunch of hoes, nigga. Niggas don't say nothing when nobody else saying nothing. But when I say something, everybody want to get mad, man. Niggas just pussy.
Hey, Ryan.
Straight up, man. Respect these niggas, man. You go respect, nigga. Period, nigga.
Hey, when you wrong, bro. Ain't nothing wrong
You
with that,
wrong, nigga. Shut your ass up, nigga.
Be happy with being wrong sometimes.
You and I was having a conversation.
Whatever, man. Whatever.
Take it like a man.
You and I was having a conversation.
Can we get back to Joel Embiid versus
You go ahead and put the mic in your mouth. I know you want to eat it, nigga.
I just want to know. Yes,
Yo. Hey, we're not doing this again. We're not doing this again. Let's go with the field.
You better not eat that mic.
Let Ticket pick his person. He over here on my dick. This is crazy.
Joel Embiid versus David Robinson. Ticket. Who you got?
Nigga, you know I'm going with the Admiral, nigga.
Yeah. All right.
But now since I said him, everybody probably gonna change their pick.
Not everybody.
Not everybody.
I
might go Embiid.
Yo, Pirate, who you got?
Nigga.
Yeah, it's not even close. I mean, the only thing bad I can say about Robinson is that he started too late and he ended too early because of injury. But as far as peak, he's one of the greatest centers of all time.
Back injury, he was never the same.
All right, and I feel I must ask this right now, chat included. Do any of you guys want to change your pick? Or can we move on? Everybody's good?
Unless Embiid gets a defensive player of the year, it's still David Robinson.
Okay, cool. Last but not least, I mean, you guys know I kind of have to do this because it's still a debate. It's not as much as it was last summer, but
I know this is going.
yeah, we got to do Joel Embiid versus Jokic. Last but not least.
It's just Jokic.
Everybody on 3. 1, 2, 3. Joker.
Joker.
Right? Okay. Move on.
I had Embiid ahead of him for a while, but Joker has passed him since then.
So
anybody
just became racist. Okay.
Wait, ticket might take it.
Is anybody taking Embiid over Jokic?
Ticket.
That's
Nigga,
right.
did you hear me say something when he asked the question?
I didn't hear you. We didn't hear you talk. Ticket.
He said, "Is anybody taking Embiid over Jokic?" Nigga, ain't nobody say nothing. So move on.
Sorry, dude.
Yes, he's Shiloh trying to start beef, man. El Shiloh.
All right, well, we got a couple super chats, and then we're going to talk about Anthony Davis and the Lakers. But it's Mr. GQ to you, said Mars is one of them kids that you got a gut check when his mama ain't looking.
That's right.
Mars, to be honest with you, Mars, you could use an ass whooping sometimes. You could use an ass whooping. Yes, you could.
Okay, here everyone goes bullying me. Oh my god!
Everyone's jumping Mars now. Everyone's jumping Mars now.
All you guys are hoes. Oh my god! Why are you guys always bullying me? Oh my god! Every show, Mars needs an ass whooping. Mars is a jackpot. Mars is a hoe. Oh my god! You guys won't leave me alone. When will it stop?
Fucking scumbag.
Every show. Oh my god.
If it weren't for me, niggas wouldn't care who the fuck you was, pussy ass
Oh
nigga.
my god!
Here I am getting bullied again.
Remember that shit. You remember I made you into what you is right now, boy. You remember that shit. You were just a boring ass boy on here with 110 people looking at you, fool. Now you got 1,500, sucker. You remember that shit, boy. Proof is in the pudding. When he gonna do his show next, everybody gonna proof is in the pudding. When he gonna do his show next, everybody gonna leave. Now,
Okay, Goomba. You got it, Goomba. You got it.
Kilver said Jaden McDaniels is now measured at 6'10". That is a scary sight. Most improved player.
When you see the number 10.
11, nigga.
Ron, where you at, Ron? Where you at right now, Ron?
I mean, he was 6'10". My bad. I meant to say he went from 6'10" to 6'1".
hey, young Africa, you make sure you stop buying that. You make sure, young Africa, you make sure you stop buying that gas station deodorant, nigga, and get something that's really gonna cover up that funk on your ass.
Okay, Goomba. Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay, Goomba, we got it. Next super chat.
Salo, what the fuck is a Goomba?
Search it out. Search it out. You'll see.
Oh my god.
Isn't
What
that
kind of deodorant ticket?
You watering this is nuts.
Hey, chill town. I don't catch no case, man. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Oh my
Kawhi the
god.
God said you can always tell by how quiet Ticket is at the beginning of the show that he has some narratives and rants to get off.
He was right. Spot on.
I was getting off on your mom's too, and it was real nice. I gave her the foot long, nigga.
Real nicely, man.
Buying his mother a Subway is actually kind of.
That's very nice. Very, very.
Nah, I ain't buy her one. I gave her one.
For free.
Sure.
Hey, Young Africa, pull up, please. I gotta see this.
Isn't Young Africa the one who cooked Ticket on that Dylan Brooks Kelly Oubre stuff?
Ooh.
Nah, he the one that
I saw
lost.
the clip.
I'm the one that cooked your lying ass. I'm the one that cooked your bitch ass, but they won't put it on the short. When you lied yesterday talking about some Chris, or when you lied yesterday talking about a goddamn Pau Gasol was trash in 2014, the year he was an all-star with the Chicago Bulls. You bitch boy. But I'll put it on my shorts. Yeah, I'll put it on my shorts. How about that? I'll put it on my shorts. You pampered little bitch. I'll put it on my shorts.
Okay, let's
all right, Ticket, man. Be cool now. Be cool.
Goomba, calm down, Goomba, calm down.
Tony Gratzky said, what city/state has the best hoopers? Cali has PG, Harden, Russ, PG, Clay, J Kidd, and Gary Payton. I think they clear every state. Where else?
If you're
London
talking about
clear.
just
Everywhere
guys,
I agree.
if you're talking about guys to make it pro, I guess. But I mean, if we're talking just hoopers to hoop, I mean, Hoop State itself,
Seattle.
North Carolina. Stop playing with us, boy. Hoop State.
Cello, why your
You
face like
already know where it
that?
is.
James
Come on,
Worthy
man.
from North Carolina. Dominique Wilkins from
Because
North
they
Carolina.
don't-
Michael
they don't
Jordan from
compare
North Carolina. What are you talking
Because
about?
they don't compare to Seattle.
Chris
or New
Paul's
York.
from North Carolina.
very
John
top
Wall's
end.
from North
Paul from
Carolina.
North Carolina.
You're naming a whole lot of mid right now. I'm not gonna lie to you.
No one's naming a whole lot of men, a whole lot of good,
I heard a whole lot
great
of mid,
basketball, great
It's
basketball
Cal-
players.
it's
Bi from
California,
North
bro.
Carolina.
Come
Ooh,
on.
that's a
Zion
good
from
name.
North Carolina.
You lost me.
Yeah,
You lost me.
yeah.
BI was a good name. Though. BI was a good name.
We all know,
Like,
we all know it's California, but the super chat he was
Joe,
right.
you're falling for the troll. Remember I told you. Remember you gotta.
I'm my fault. I keep
You fall
forgetting,
for it.
yo.
Yeah,
I
come
keep
on.
forgetting.
Can't fall for it.
I get it.
Goomba, any opinions for Goomba?
Yo, so does
See,
anybody-
you're trying
Now, if
to
he start
create
going in, I ain't
animosity.
gonna lie to you. If he start going in on you, I'm not even
Yeah,
mad.
you're
at
you're
you.
trying to create an
He does it.
altercation.
The problem when I do it. Okay.
Yeah, you're trying to create an altercation.
Let him get his shit off. He's still waiting on that $500 that he ain't never gonna win. Broke ass nigga.
Well, I'm gonna be rich when you send me the money. I'm gonna be rich though. You're right. I am broke, but when I found
$500 doesn't make it.
All right,
Yeah, Seattle got ballers too. Jamal Crawford from Seattle. Doug Christie from up
Seattle, New York.
Jason Terry's from Seattle.
It's Jason Terry from up there.
DeJounte Murray, I think.
Murray from up there.
Marvin Williams from around that area.
Is he Marvin Williams from up there too?
Mid names.
Man, Marvin Williams was the number 2 pick. What are you talking about?
You told me.
Yeah.
You told me Chris Paul and John Wall's mid names. You gonna harp
Hey,
on Marvin Williams?
Chris Paul was
offense.
drafted what, number
No,
5?
No,
Marvin Williams
offense to
number
your
2.
profession, Marvin Williams.
I think he was number 6.
Yeah, Marvin Williams was the number 2 pick. So that's
I mean,
And
he
played
did go to
16
Carolina,
years, by the
so-
way, something like that.
exactly. And his best highlight was getting crossed by Steph Curry, but it's fine.
Zach LaVine from up there too.
Ron?
In the comment section, they don't like me and I don't like them either. That's one of the reasons why I will never show up to the events either, because I don't really fuck with them niggas in real life. This shit is business. The same it is for them. Them niggas don't fuck with me. I don't fuck with them. It's just that simple, nigga.
What about
Period.
Martell Webster? Ain't Martell
For like a month
Webster?
ago, it was all of a
Martell
sudden
Webster
all
from
cool,
there too?
but I guess not.
Where from where Seattle? Wait, where from
Seattle?
Yeah,
Is he from
I
up
think
there?
Martell Webster from up there too, right, Ron?
Yeah, Martell Webster, Brandon Roy, who else?
Isaiah
Nate
Thomas.
Robinson.
I might say Nate Robinson. That was a name
Haven't said
Robinson.
Isaiah Thomas either. Avery
There's some good
Bradley.
names up there.
It's
They
a
got some good
bunch.
names.
We could keep going
Again,
deeper.
if we're talking about guys that go pro, then I mean, yeah, Cali's definitely up there. Seattle's definitely up there. There's some
You
places.
talking
But
about,
we're
you
talking
talking about my hometown, New York too, though. New York got some names too.
New York
Yeah.
overrated.
I'm just
the thing about it though is Seattle
overrated,
produces as a city. New York, we're talking about states. So if we're talking about cities, Seattle, I think Seattle got a leg up on everybody. But if we're talking about states, like a city can't compare to all of California. Somebody mentioned J Kidd, or the super chat mentioned J Kidd and Gary Payton. They from Northern California. You know how big California is?
He's from New York.
That's why I said California is not fair, bro. California is a whole. That's
He's from New York.
huge, bro.
Texas is big as fuck.
Never
too.
mind. I take it back. New York
Texas is big, but
Kareem-
still,
Kareem's from New York. I didn't know.
it's different.
New York's trash, exactly.
Yeah, because Kareem's from New York. My bad.
Exactly.
I take-
Like Kareem,
Yeah,
oh my god, such a
never mind.
bum. Jesus.
New York.
Christ.
Yeah, never mind.
All right, y'all. Moving along. More super chats in the works. Uncle Ruckus said, do y'all think all-time rankings is 70% accolades, 30% team accomplishments? Like, what do you think the ratio is?
70% accolade, 30% basketball reference.
I don't-
Go ahead,
Go ahead. Now, I would say the accolade. The accolades thing is kind of weird to me because I feel like it being like voted on other people or media people kind of takes away from certain like we could all agree that LeBron deserves a DPOY, right? But since he doesn't have one,
No.
LeBron doesn't deserve one.
We do not agree. No, but you can carry on.
I
What
think,
year? No, we don't.
I think
What
LeBron
year?
deserved one, but the fact that he didn't win one, should that affect his ranking? I don't think it should.
Shiloh, what year? Or are you just saying he was good enough to have gotten one?
No,
over
the
his 20-year
2013
career?
one. Yeah,
Why?
2013 year.
Why?
Based off the voting.
No, but why?
Based off the voting.
But you said you don't care about the media voting, so why is it not based
That's
off the voting?
That's my point though. I'm
Okay,
saying
if
like
it
that's
was
my
if it was based off the voting, he would have won.
I'm saying that's why accolades shouldn't matter to him because it's based off voting and stuff. Like LeBron could have had one.
To you, why should he have won it? To you, why should he have won it?
Based off the voting, because he was first team. The person who won it wasn't even first team All NBA.
Yeah, because different people voted for first team all defense. The people who voted for defensive player of the year. It's two different voting panels.
Mars,
it's different people.
Mars.
Okay, so Marc Gasol was robbed of first team. Marc Gasol was robbed of first team.
That's why it shouldn't matter to me. It's because it could be both. Either wins one.
You said he won defensive player of the year, and you said based on the voting because Marc Gasol wasn't first team. Wouldn't it just be more logical to say Marc Gasol should have been first team?
No, because that's my point. My point is that accolades should not. It shouldn't. Accolades shouldn't be that big of a part based off years like that. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, because you're just biased against Marc Gasol.
That logic doesn't work because people discredit Jabbar's MVPs, and 5 of the 6 league MVPs he got that was from the players.
But even I don't want the players voting either. No.
He's saying they
then how do we find out?
He's saying they shouldn't exist.
I'm not saying it shouldn't exist. I just personally don't take accolades. It's like a big factor on who's better than who. Like, oh, he has a DPOY, he doesn't. Okay, he's a better defender than him. No, I don't.
That's how it works. But that's how it works.
Not for me.
Shouldn't the like ranking, shouldn't the percentages be something more like 20% accolades, 20% team success, 30% stats, 30% eye tests?
I'll give you that. Like,
well, no, it should be 100%.
For me, is the lowest. Is the lowest for me. I don't really like accolades.
100% eye test, Mars. Damn.
I don't know. I'm not saying I don't know about 100%.
You should have to watch these people play and then make your opinion based on that. Yes.
Which you do.
Accolades with context matters.
Right. That's exactly what it is.
They're irrelevant. Accolades are irrelevant.
I think you know me, man. I'm the subscriber to the GOAT and boat list theory. If we're talking about greatness, then accolades should at least. I mean, it has a big part to do, but with that accolades team success has a lot to do with greatness. But in terms of just who's better, that's strictly 100% eye test. I'm with Mars on that. If we're talking about who's just better at basketball, who's better at the game of basketball, who's the more skilled player, 100% eye test. There's not an amount of MVPs, DPOYs, first team. None of that matters when we roll the ball on the court and actually sees who's better than who. So,
why don't we? Well, why is it that all you care about is the eye test when you don't care about what this guy produces? Because the eye test shows, yo, he nicer than him with the pill. I can see that, right? I can see what you could do, but the question is what is that producing? I can see you nice with the pill. Is that helping you get to the basket? Are you doing that?
That's what eye test is.
Only except you're not only except the best ball. Only except the best ball handlers are not always doing that. I can see that your jump shot is nice. Only except the best jump shooters are not always making jump shots. I can see that your box work is fantastic. Only except the best box work players, they aren't always doing that. So if we're just going off the eye test, it looks good. The question is what are you producing? What are you
the best
producing?
shooters not making their shots?
What? Yeah.
Say that again.
Music by P. I shoot better than you, gang. My jump shot is actually efficient.
The best shooters do make their jump shots, and the best post players do make their post shots, and the best finishers do finish at the rim, and the best ball handlers get where they want to go on the floor. That's what makes them the best, and your eyes tell you that.
And what else tells you that, Mars? Like you said, they get to where they want. They get to where they want to go on the floor, and what ultimately happens when they do that? So the best jump shooter, he scores. That's production, right? The best ball handler.
Your eyes tell you what someone produces. You can see what they're producing.
Your eyes tell you what someone is producing.
You can see Steph Curry is pulling up from 30 feet and making the shot. You can see that. That's right there in front of you when you watch the games. You can see Kyrie Irving is breaking down 3 defenders off the dribble and getting to the rim and finishing. You can see LeBron James is running the floor in transition and getting an alley-oop dunk. You can see that. You can see Hakeem's getting the ball on the post, doing 16 little shimmies and then scoring. You can see that. That's what it is. The eye test is you watching these players play and do what they do. That's what the eye test is. I'm confused.
You're confused because you're just leaving out what they're producing. Because this looks good. Why is this guy producing more than this guy though?
What guy produces more than someone else but isn't better than them?
What guy produces more?
Yeah, I'm confused. What you trying to bring up, Joe? I don't see what you're trying
to say. What guy produces more than another guy?
There's not many people. Like, it's not like I'm saying someone averaging 6 points because it looks cool is better than someone averaging 25 points who doesn't look as good, because the eye test will still tell me the person averaging 25 is still better.
Dame and Kyrie. Dame produces more, but there's a lot of people, me included, that will still say Kyrie's better.
I would go further.
Your eye test is just different to man.
But I will go further than that and not use guys that's so high tier. I would go back maybe 2 or 3 seasons and go with a guy like Seth Curry.
Okay.
I think Seth Curry was just as good as a lot of I don't know. I'm trying to think of a name of some 2 guards that might have been having a lot more playing time or something. So maybe the scoring didn't look like, as comparable. But I think Seth Curry is one of those guys that I think we're talking about.
If I could use the eye test, the eye test tells me that Allen Iverson is better than Steve Nash. But
I don't know what eyes you're using, but I guess.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. But when I'm talking about Steve Nash, what he produced, Allen Iverson might have produced more in terms of scoring the basketball. Does that mean that he was better?
I mean, if you wanted to make the argument that Allen Iverson was better than Steve Nash, you could definitely make the argument.
Allen Iverson's not better than Steve Nash?
No, but it would be based on his scoring and his ability to carry.
I was today years old when I found that out. What?
Oh shit!
But yeah, that's
wait, chill down. What?
Domo thinks he is. Ox thinks he is. Chill. You seem to think he is, but you're saying based on the production, he's not. But if you think just watching them both play, Allen Iverson's the better player, then you think Allen Iverson's a better player. I'm saying watching them both play, Steve Nash to me is just better. But if
when I watch,
I'm like, cool.
Also, chill. Your problem is that it being 100% eye test. Is your
that's
problem?
my problem. I have nothing. I have no problem with the eye test. When I watched Derrick Rose and I saw Russell Westbrook, I'm looking at Russell Westbrook going, he better than him.
He is.
But
you were correct.
When he started producing, I was like, okay, I was right. It wasn't just.
Okay, so when did you first think that Russell Westbrook was better?
When I first did, it was in 2011 during the FIBA World Championships when I saw those 2 guys together.
Oh, so Rose just came up an MVP.
I think that I'm watching Derrick Rose and I'm watching Russell Westbrook and I'm looking at Derrick Rose and I'm looking at Russell Westbrook and I'm thinking to myself, he's better than him. But I'm not sure. But I'm saying that to myself.
I agree.
I think he might be better than him. But then when I started watching more of Russell Westbrook, and I was watching Derrick Rose, I'm thinking he is better than him, considering what he was producing.
Who's Rose better than Westbrook or Westbrook better than Rose?
The other one. Westbrook better than Rose.
Your eye test was correct, yes. Because you were watching
and the production confirmed it. And the production
and that's fine, but it still came.
So the 100% eye test is the problem. Yeah, I don't have a problem with the eye test.
I think that the opinion started that way is because of your eye test, no?
Right, it does, but that doesn't mean solely that's what it is. Mars, you can see a woman and immediately be like, damn, she fine. That's of course until you actually get around and find out how much better she is, as opposed to you just looking at her going, damn, this chick fine. She might open up her mouth and look like somebody hit her in the face with a frying pan.
That's it.
That comes from
like cast iron.
You can have an opinion of someone watching
like a cast iron frying pan, one of the big black ones in the house.
Play 10 times, and then you realize, okay, this guy has more flaws than I thought. It's the same thing. Your eye test will still confirm that you watch them more, you have a larger sample size, you see more of them, you see their flaws, you see their strengths, you see, oh, maybe it was a fluke when he made 7 threes, maybe he's actually not a good shooter. So you see all of these things, the more you watch someone, it still comes from the eye test, the production.
So the eye test is
you can't judge someone from a production standpoint and never watch them play. Because if you judge someone from a production standpoint and never watch them play, that's how you get the people who think Julius Randle was good. So that's the issue. You have to watch these people play, and you realize that the numbers don't really determine how good these people are, because numbers don't tell much of the story.
And with that being said, Mars, the eye test can't be the only. The eye test can't be the common denominator. The eye test does matter. I gotta watch you and recognize, okay, this dude's super nice with the pill. This guy's got a money mid-range game. This guy can shoot the long ball. This guy's got a great box game. Well, what is that producing? So production matters also. Now, don't get me wrong, Mars. I'm saying that the eye test does matter because I see these things in you. But what is it translating to?
So how much? Okay, so if it's not 100% eye test, how much is it?
It should be 80, 70.
I'm fine with 80. I'll do 80% eye test, 20% production.
It's more than numbers. I will say that.
Numbers
okay, that's fine. That's fine. As long as we're not on this 25% eye test.
No. It can't just be I got a glimpse at you and that's all that matters. Or I'm just looking at your numbers, because numbers can be deceiving, just like an eye test can be deceiving. Like, this looks good. We've seen guys who get in better situations and they're not as good. We've seen guys who get in bigger moments and they fold it up. But the eye test tells me that, well, they've done this here. Why can't you do it here? So those things also matter when you're talking about the eye test. Go ahead, Damo.
In terms of the eye test, and I'm using a real world situation, like of being around people. Can you trust everybody's eyes? Because everybody's eyes don't work. There are some people, for example, I know a guy who uses the eye test method, but he wears glasses. But I noticed when we watch basketball, his glasses aren't on. So can you trust somebody who uses the eye test?
He might be seeing two different people.
Yeah, like
he might be seeing two different people.
Don't even work all the way, and you're not even wearing your glasses. So
she might be seeing two different people.
I only trust my eye test. All my opinions are my own. They don't come from anyone else. I don't share my opinions with it. I don't use anyone else's opinions to validate mine. My opinions are mine and mine only. So every take I have on a player is based on my eye test, no one else's.
Right.
So if you hear somebody with a good philosophy on something or something like that, you wouldn't like up.
Oh, I can adopt someone's, like someone will, like there's been many times where I've had a perspective on something and then someone else has said, well, I view it this way, and then I look at it, I'm like, that makes sense. Maybe I might need to incorporate that in the way I view the game. And my opinion on the game has developed over time, and I've changed my tone on a lot of things. But it still ends up being ultimately my decision to change how I view things. So it's still my eye test.
And I can agree with that, Mars, in the aspect that if this is what I see, this is how I feel about this. Now I can change. You can change my. You've said some stuff to me, Mars, which has made sense. Well, like, damn, I didn't look at it like that. Just like I've said stuff to you where you've said, well, damn, I didn't look at it like that too. But when you're talking about a player with the eye test, this looks great. But I've seen players who this looks great, but then they've gotten in moments where it doesn't look like that. I've seen players who've gotten in big moments and it looks different. And I've seen players who aren't as talented and they've gotten bigger moments and it was like, damn, I didn't know he was that good in this circumstance. I didn't know he was that good in this situation.
Yeah, the best solution is always just to have more sample size. The more you can see of someone, the more concrete your opinion would be, just because you have more to go off of. Like someone who's only watched DeMar DeRozan in the regular season might think he's great. They've never watched him in the playoffs. They don't know he's trash. But then they watch him in the playoffs and they realize, oh, okay, maybe this doesn't really translate as well. Or the same thing with Julius Randle. So you do have to watch them more. I pride myself on watching as many games as possible, which is why I trust my eye test over a lot of people. But for the vast majority of people who don't actually watch basketball, I understand why they don't use the eye test, because they're not going their way to go watch Adrian Dantley play basketball. So they're going to have to just look at the stats and make their opinion based on that, because they can't just be quiet when they don't know what they're talking about.
Luckily for me, I was around when Adrian Dantley was playing, so I was actually able to watch him with my eyes, so I did see him. And again, Mars, what I don't want to leave out is I don't want to leave out that the eye test does matter. Absolutely, it does matter. I just don't hold it in as high a regard as you do. I value other stuff too.
Is that why Mars thinks Jalen Green is good, because he uses 100% eye test?
I mean, if you respect the eye test, Jalen Green is the next Michael Jordan. So yes,
that makes sense now.
There you
All
go.
right, y'all. Let's keep it pushing.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about it. The Lakers have signed Anthony Davis to a new contract extension. It was a lot being speculated over this last season off what would happen with the Lakers and Anthony Davis. I know a guy named Fluent was coming up here and saying the Lakers should trade him. Well, they've actually decided to extend him. Let me break down his contract for you guys. So next year he'll be making $40 million. Year after that he'll be making $43. 2025-26 he'll be making $57 million. 26-27 he'll be making $62 million. And 27-28 he'll be making $66.8 million. How do we feel about this contract extension with AD? Damo, I guess we could start with you because you're a Laker fan.
I love it. I'm glad to see it. If this is LeBron's last year, I'm excited to see what we're gonna do building post LeBron with AD. But as long as we have somebody, I was terrified that AD was gonna hightail it when LeBron leaves, or he wasn't sure if he was gonna stay committed the whole time or for an extended period of time because of LeBron's decisions. But we got him locked up for a little bit. So, hey, best player in the league last year. We have a bona fide top 10 guy, borderline top 10 guy, depending on however you want to see it. I don't really care. We have one of the better players in the NBA on our team for the foreseeable future. I love it.
I think it was good. Go ahead, Shallow. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I don't love it, because me personally, I don't ever love giving somebody that much money, especially someone who's was injured a lot. But we had no other choice, in my opinion, because I don't want to lose him. We need somebody a cornerstone for when LeBron leaves, build around. And AD at his best, to me, is top five player in the league. So I'm definitely happy. Just the money, I'm never going to be happy paying anyone that much more money. But us keeping AD, I thought that was the only option. I didn't think we should trade him. I didn't think we should just let him walk for nothing. So hopefully we find somebody good to pair him with, and hopefully AD can stay healthy for those years to come. But for the most part, I like it.
So I want to start the conversation, Damo, with saying that in the last 3 years since y'all won the NBA championship, Anthony Davis's games played, they've increased every year. Now, I know that doesn't say a lot, but that's gone up. Now, with this new collective bargaining agreement with you having to play a certain amount of games in order to be an all-pro and to be an all-league defender, I think that's going to matter, and I think that he's going to take better care of his body. I think that they're going to use him in a different way where he can be more durable. That's number 2. Number 3, what else were they going to do? Because if we're not extending Anthony Davis, what else are we going to do? Are we going to basically just rip this whole thing up? We're talking about a Laker team that was 15-7. I'm sorry. They won 20 of their last 28 games with him in the lineup, and they basically had 2 months to figure it out. We don't really know what this crew looked like. Now we actually get a training camp and we get a season to see what this crew is actually going to look like. And in the future, see what Anthony Davis could possibly be. Because again, I think he just turned 30. So with him just turning 30, so we still got some prime years left getting Anthony Davis. So with that being said, I think it's a good sign for them. Plus the salary cap is going to go up every year. So that money that you're talking about, Shiloh, just so you know, if I'm able to pay you $60 million, what you think I'm making?
Yeah, sure. I'm just looking from a team perspective, like building around them. But no, yeah, of course, yeah. Technically, all NBA players are underpaid if you want to really talk about it. So,
Ox, Mars, Pirate, you guys want to chime in on how you feel about this extension for the Lakers and what it does for them?
I mean, it's rolling the dice. Ideally, if I were paying someone a huge contract like that, I would like them not to have injury concerns, and AD does. So it's rolling the dice. You know, like if he stays healthy, it's great. If he gets hurt and misses games, it's not. You know, but it's also the Lakers. The Lakers never want to just rebuild, so they're gonna pay him. You know, it's not to minimize AD. I think when he plays, he's great, and then he doesn't play a lot, so it's a sick. You know, it's not ideal.
How many guys aren't having injury concerns? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had to ask.
The only consistently healthy guy, like in like the top 10, is probably Jokic.
Tatum's pretty healthy.
Tatum, yes, Tatum. Yeah. Steph's hurt all the time. Giannis has been getting injured quite a lot recently. KD, Kawhi, LeBron, Jimmy Butler,
buckets.
They're all hurt. So if
it's about paying the guy who, and this is my thing. If it's about, I don't know how I feel about paying a guy that's, with injury concerns. Well, hell, you only can pay 2 guys that are top-notch basketball players. The rest of the top 10 are guys with injury concerns. Now, they might not miss majority of the season or all of the season, or maybe even miss as many games as AD. But if you're just saying injury concerns, that's majority of the top 10 in the NBA.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's why I said ideally. Like, it's not hard. It's not horrible. It's just not ideally. Like ideally, you'd want to pay someone a little bit younger with less. I mean, we got to admit, like, a lot of people have injury concerns, but AD, it's been a long career. I think you can definitely say he's one of the more questionable. You can question his health more than a lot of people.
I think his New Orleans years are extremely overblown.
I'm going to say, I don't know. You might want to actually update your repertoire and actually look at how many games he played up until getting to LA. And even then, the year in LA, he still played 62 games when we won a chip. It's just been these last 3 years where he's missed the most time in his career. So, he's getting older.
Most recent 3 years, and he's getting older.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's not a track record of his whole
career. You said it's been a long career.
Yeah, I think it is the last 3 seasons.
I mean, compared to what you just said, it's been a long career, and you can say for the most part he's been a guy that's had injury problems. That's not the case for most of his career.
Pirate, just so you know, in New Orleans, I believe he had a 5-year stretch where he averaged almost 70 games a season. 5 straight years where he averaged almost 70 games a season. So he's been available.
70.
Yeah, he's averaged almost 7. He averaged 68 games a season for 5 straight years. He's been available.
Yeah, 68. So that's averaging missing 14 a game.
Okay, so and
out of 82 games, you can
figure this out.
Again, I'm not saying it's horrible. I'm just saying it's not quite ideal. So
I think for the modern NBA landscape,
compared to what 96,
pretty ideal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. 68 is pretty ideal for the modern NBA. We're not at a point where people are playing.
With
77.
league managing,
That's why they
not wanting to play
mandated
them that
65
games.
games.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, 60. Anything over 65 is pretty much what you ideally want from
Right.
a superstar.
But
LA
teams
the last 3
are gonna load
but the
manage them
last
about
3
8
years.
games.
Recently though, in the last 3 years, it has been a concern. But as Chill stated, since 2021, it has gone up. So the first time he only played 36. Second, 2021, 2022, 40, and then last season he played 56 games. Which personally, 56 games plus he played the entire playoffs, or I want to say played the entire playoffs. He might have.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
So
He
if
did.
I definitely have no problem paying AD this money if I know I'm going to get what I got last season, at least 55, 56 games, and you're ready to go in the playoffs and be our best player. That's definitely worth it to me.
Yeah, sure.
I agree.
And he showed stretches last year that he can still be a top 5 player in the league. He has some dominant stretches last year.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But 3 years from now, I don't know.
Nah, we'll do it up when the time comes.
Yeah, I'm about to say 3 years from now, we can worry about that 3 years from now.
Yeah,
We'll just
We'll
start-
be making even more.
when we're on the
right?
panel episode 2416,
And
we'll talk about how bad Anthony Davis
If James Harden is still a 20-10 guy at age 33 going on 34, the way he take care of himself, I think Anthony Davis can hold up for 3 more years at a high level. I think he can.
That's why I said it's rolling the dice. I think it'll be a great contract.
And by then, Austin Reeves should be a superstar level player.
Okay.
Here we go. Mars, you the one who started this with the Jalen Green rhetoric. That's what. Yeah.
Don't compare. Don't compare.
No, you don't compare Austin Reeves to Jalen Green. Yeah, please don't compare them. They're not the same. It's
Yeah,
not
one
even
is
close.
clearly
Yeah,
superior.
you're right. One is clearly better.
I'm not gonna lie, Shiloh, the way you be betraying your own race is crazy.
You said what?
See, Damo, you the one started that. I'm gonna put that on you, Damo.
Wait, what did I do?
You want to
Nah,
look for
race
that?
is crazy.
That's you.
Race is
No, I'm
Hey,
just
man,
saying.
race is out here in the NBA world, man.
my brothers.
Most improved
And-
player
and-
is gonna be
and-
Marco.
The most improved player this season is who? You think it's Austin Reeves? So we just gonna
Austin
completely
Reeves,
forget about-
100%.
You completely gonna forget about
it's-
Anthony Edwards, huh? So the hell with Anthony Edwards?
Yeah.
Forget him.
Anthony Edwards most improved.
Yes.
It's
The
gonna
hell
be
with
Marco
Edwards?
Fultz. It's
Yeah.
gonna be Marco
Anthony
Fultz.
Edwards averaged like 25 last year. How much more can he
Right.
get improved?
You're gonna average
Improved.
35.
Right.
And that's not enough to win most improved player. Because Shea should have got it then if that's enough to win most improved player.
Who did?
And he
get it?
should have
It was
gotten
Larry
it.
Markkinen, right? It was Larry Markkinen, right?
It was Laurie Markkinen.
Yeah.
Larry went from like 14 to 25. To be fair,
Yeah,
Right.
that's- Nah.
Austin Reeves is about to be the 3rd best player on the team competing for a championship, man. Come on. Let's
You
really
saw
talk
my-
about
Well, he was that.
Also,
He was that last year.
He might be second. Who knows?
No.
Yeah,
he
he
was
was that last year.
borderline. He was borderline top 3. Every now and then
Nasty.
he would be the. Nah, he's
He
definitively
might
the
be
3rd
second.
best.
Nasty, ain't it? That
Austin
is
Reeves
nasty.
might make an all-star year next year.
Crazy.
So Austin Reeves on the fan voting will be one of the highest guards in the West.
100%. 100%.
He'll be Steph, Luka, Kyrie, and then like Austin Reeves.
Especially if the Lakers rolling, and he got something to do with that.
Oh, if we're a
They
hot
could have
team,
6 wins and
and he's out there. Oh yeah,
No
I
way, Mars.
guarantee
They got to be
I'm
rolling.
using all the
Yeah.
burners to vote for Austin Reeves. All my burners, Austin Reeves votes. Promise you.
People are actually picking Austin Reeves over Jalen Green. Crazy.
It's eye test. The eye test doesn't deceive me.
Yeah,
So-
it's because your eyes are
You
tainted
saw them in
towards
the Team
betrayal.
USA runs. You seen them in the Team USA runs. Austin Reeves look pretty good compared to Jalen Green.
Jalen
Jalen
Green
Green
looks
was
faster. Okay, that's cap. I don't know what games you've been watching.
All right, y'all. I got some super chats. I want to run these down. So let's go ahead and get into them. We got a bunch of new members. Let me go ahead and shout them out. Cozy Newton. Appreciate
Yes,
you for
sir.
becoming a member for a month.
Welcome to the show, brother.
Stephon Davis. Thanks for becoming a member. Daniel Trevino. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Yes, sir.
Who else we got? Slim 21. Thank you for becoming a member. Kambui Bomani. Welcome. And last but not least, Sir Body Bag. Appreciate you for becoming a member. Welcome to the party. All right, we got some super chats. Let's go ahead and get these off. Big Don Rich said, Ron, Jalen Duren will be a top 5 big eventually.
I don't
Top
know
5
about that.
center. Top 5 center. I don't know about big in totality, but top 5 center at one point in his career, he will be.
It's possible, but I don't know. It's possible.
We'll have to see.
What school did Jalen Duran go to? I'm sorry, I'm a little out there.
Memphis.
Okay, that's where they found him at. He went to Memphis. All right, I'm with you.
Deem the Dream 91 said, "Can't say Duncan is boring and not Jokic."
Jokic's game is not boring. I don't know where the hell you get that from. No, Jokic's game is not boring.
See, that's the thing. He conflated entertaining with athletic. That's what that was. It's just
no way. Jokic's game is not boring. Hell
Jokic
no.
has some all-time passes that guards don't even do.
What are we talking about?
Those dribble handoffs very entertaining.
People don't value passing like that. That's what it is.
The nutmegs,
You're a Jordan fan. That guy's goat is Jordan. He just told on himself.
Dub Nation 101 said, "Y'all see that Jalen McDaniels measured at 6'10"?"
You keep that the 6'10" logic. Here we go again.
He did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Well, next year will finally be the first year that he makes the all defensive team. So it's about time.
Hopefully.
About 3 years late, but.
So I've got like 3 different super chats on Jaden McDaniels being 6'11" now. How do we feel about that? Does that tip the scale for you guys? Does that make a difference that he grew, or is it just like
I've been preaching how good he was when he was 6'9", so it doesn't really change much to me. I've been saying that.
Playing on the perimeter at 6'10", 6'11", defending like that.
That's scary.
He's gonna be.
He's from Seattle too. Him and his brother. Matter of fact, he went to the school he went to was my rival school in high school. We used to play them 4 times a year.
Okay.
But y'all might not know, and obviously I know high school and college is a little different, but Jaden got a little bag on him for real. I
was seeing Kevin Durant comparisons.
No, that's a lot of Kevin Durant comparisons. Yeah, but he can shoot a little better than he gets credit for. His mid range hasn't necessarily translated just yet, but he got a nice mid range game. So we'll see how it translates. But I think he's going to take a step forward in these next couple of years offensively.
I agree.
Will he be like a 20-point per game scorer? Probably not, but
he'll be like 16. He can be a 16 point, and then one of the best defenders in the
for the best wing. I'm getting 16, 17 a game from the best wing defender in the game. Shit, I love that. I'll take that every day.
People are going to respect Jaden McDaniels.
Football Breakdown said big numbers on teams that missed the playoffs. Who cares?
You were praising LeBron in 2022. I don't want to hear it from you.
Yeah, I don't know what he was referring to with that.
Yeah, he's just a hater.
The Tribe One said if it's about rebounds and points, why is Chris above Joel?
Because he was doing it in an era where there was legit big men. Pay attention. Exactly.
Taquay White said Ticket is a box score watcher.
Nah, he played the game. Pro basketball. So pay attention.
Deem the Dream 91 said nobody against you, Ticket. Stop crying, champ.
Nah, we be bullying him. See.
Huncho said, well, Bob's not here, so chill. I guess you could fill in with this. Chill. Why does Ron always need to protect Ticket?
I don't know if I read that right. Why does Ron always need to protect Ticket?
Yeah.
Ron does not need to protect Ticket. Ticket could protect himself.
Yeah, okay. By curling up in a ball and crying victim. Head talks do it. It works.
Thickest Pilot 9 said Ticket. Sometimes people disagree. It's cool though. Thickest Pilot also said Ticket is on one. Laughing and fire emoji. The Big Herb said Joel or Chilltown. Chilltown all day.
I'm taking Chill.
Nah, Chill ain't got an MVP. I'm sorry.
I was never in the league MVP conversation, Mars. I was not.
Unfortunately. So I gotta go with Joel Embiid.
I was not. I was a mid-range. In the words of Mars, I was a mid-range merchant, though. I was.
Facts. Oh my god, the biggest mid-range merchant I've ever seen.
Man.
I was though.
The Big Herb also said production is the most important aspect to see of a player. It's like seeing Vince Carter, how skilled he was. He did nothing with it.
That's not true. He did not do anything with it. I mean, he did make the All-Pro team a couple of times. He did make the All-Star team a couple of times. He did take his team deep into the playoffs. He did do that. So I'm not going to.
And if you watch Vince Carter, you'll actually see why he wasn't as good as the guys like Kobe, etc. If you watch him, you can see the flaws in his game, which is why he wasn't as good. It's not just production. You could just watch him. with your eyes.
I still don't think we talk about Vince Carter enough, though. Vince Carter.
It's because he played like 9 years too long. So like
that happens too, yo.
He ends up just getting to a point where he's just in the league averaging 2 points. Like, when do you get to talk about prime Vince Carter when it was 15?
I worry about,
and he's
that's
still
the
playing.
thing. That's the thing too, Moss. I worry about that with James. James is one of those guys that I worry about. That, yo, is this dude going to stick around longer than he should? Is this dude going to? Because
he already has, to be honest.
Because LeBron James or James Harden? Because LeBron James is good.
Him too. Because the longer you stick around, the more. I'm talking about him too. I'm talking about James Harden.
He was talking about LeBron.
Yes. So James. Then it applies to James Harden too. Because the longer you stick around, the more it could hurt your legacy. That could happen.
But I felt with Vince Carter, he wasn't doing nothing though, and still staying. That's the difference. LeBron James at his worst is still going to be averaging like 20 points. Like, I don't think
we'll see if we're 7 years down the line, LeBron's in the league.
Like, I don't want to see that, Mars. 7 years. I don't want to see James at 47 years old. I don't. Or James.
If LeBron's at 47 giving me 18 points, I want to see it.
Yeah, I want to see that.
I don't want to see LeBron at 47.
Me neither, Byron. I don't.
Because I will be pushing the meanest PED agendas you'll ever hear.
About Kevin Willis.
But someone
like LeBron,
I feel like
meanest PEDs.
LeBron cares about legacy and stuff. To me, Vince Carter doesn't care about. He was just there to get his bag. So I don't see LeBron even doing that.
LeBron has so many minutes played though. He could play like 3 or 4 seasons that aren't that productive, and it's not going to affect. I mean, most guys end up playing their last couple of years aren't nearly as productive as
that's happened with Paul Pierce.
Yeah, other than like Bill Russell.
Paul Pierce stayed too long. Paul Pierce
stayed too long.
Vince Carter
got out right on time.
Vince Carter probably stretched it out as long as
Dirk Nowitzki stayed for too long as well.
Yeah, way too long.
He couldn't even move his last couple of years. He was just there.
That last season, all he could do was shoot the mid range. That's it. He didn't do anything.
He could barely get up and down the
I hate to say it. I hate to say it, but I feel like Kobe's last couple of years ruined his thing too. That's a little bit.
Kobe 14, 15, and 16 were rough years.
Yeah.
Akoma Mikey's burner said, bro, he averages 8 clutching the ankle emotes a month. He's terry cloth, as Tika would say.
If you say so.
Just playing.
Top 5 player in the league.
He gets up and keep hooping. So I don't know what we're talking about.
Top 5 player in the league.
Lord Omega Gandhi became a member.
Hard tape. Next season, AD's going for MVP. I said it. AD's winning MVP.
If he plays 65 games, he has a shot.
Because Lakers going to be actually good this year, and yeah, 80 MVP. I'm calling it now.
If AD gets an MVP, you best believe the AD over Giannis agendas are coming back.
It's always absolutely coming back, Mars. Yes, it is.
People
are going to stop acting like it wasn't a thing, because it was at one point. It was a real thing.
1,000%. Respect Anthony Davis.
Kobe Montana, speaking of AD, said, where does AD rank among the all-time power forwards? And is the all-time power forward position the easiest to crack into?
Yes, I think it's the easiest. I think
shooting guard is the weakest. I think it's shooting guard.
Well, it depends. How are we going? The top 10 to crack into, or the top 5, or the top, like?
I think he meant cracking in the top 10.
Because the top 5 shooting guards is hard to crack into, but top 10 gets easier.
Okay, yeah.
Top 5 power forwards pretty hard to crack in.
Right.
I agree. Top 5 power forwards is basically impossible to crack to.
Yeah.
Duncan, Malone, Garnett, Dirk Nowitzki, Giannis, Barkley, let's see, Bob Pettit, Elvin Hayes.
That Malone guy. You see him?
Yeah, I had him at the top. I had him at the top of the list.
I won't say his name.
Let's see. Who else after that?
Kevin McHale.
I'm sorry, Mars. I'm drawing a blank right now.
You said Elvin Hayes?
I did say Elvin Hayes. Weber. No.
Weber, Dennis Rodman, Pau Gasol.
Pau Gasol,
Bobby Jones, Chris Webber,
Chris Bosh.
Yeah, Bosh.
Yeah, Chris Bosh, I think, is a bit of a stretch, but.
All right, Morris.
So after around 8,
it gets back in here.
Now the question starts.
Chris Bosh ain't no top 10 power forward. Let's be honest, he's not. But I think Anthony Davis is top 10. I think Anthony Davis is top 10. Like right around.
Yeah, I got Anthony Davis.
Yeah, he's on the lower half. Half of the top 10.
Yeah, he doesn't crack like where Charles Barkley is. He doesn't crack that.
No. What the easiest one to me to crack is the shooting guard one. I feel like the shooting guard is very top heavy, then it falls off a lot.
MJ. Well, what's Jerry West?
Shooting guard.
She means a shooting guard.
Jerry
Is that a
West,
shooting guard?
Allen
Oh,
Iverson,
no,
Steph
point
Curry,
guard.
James Harden, them
Point
dudes in the
guard.
same category with me.
Yeah, so Chill has them as combos. So he
Yes,
his
I don't think
shooting guard
the
list
dudes
is
is
very
the same
different.
thing.
Like for me,
They were
for me, Jerry West and Harden
Clyde.
and AI are all shooting guards. So it'll be
Clyde
MJ,
Drexler.
Kobe, West, Wade, Harden, Clyde, AI. That's
And then
what, 7. And then after
Yeah.
that, what you're looking at? T-Mac,
falls off.
Reggie Ray, Vince, Manu Ginobili. I mean, that's some good names there. That's some
No,
good
but
names.
to me, if you put your other list, like to me, it falls.
Oh, George Gervin, my fault. George Gervin. I know Pirates are George Gervin fans, so we'll throw George Gervin in there.
How about small
Yeah.
forward? Small forward might be top heavy too, though.
You
Small
said
like,
Drexler, right?
No, it is
Yeah,
not.
exactly.
The small forward position
No,
is very difficult.
small forward goes quite.
Braun,
deep.
of course,
James,
Larry.
Bird, KD, Doc,
Dr. J, yeah.
Scotty, Leonard, Havlicek, Dominique Wilkins, James Worthy.
Wait, you said Dominic already, right? I think you said Dominic.
I just said Dominique Wilkins.
That was the first time you said Dominic.
Oh,
Paul Pierce is top 10. I don't know. Paul Pierce,
Yeah.
Carmelo.
It's top 10.
I don't know. I'm going off Nate. Elgin Baylor. You didn't say Elgin
He's
Baylor.
one of the best. but-
Elgin Baylor too. Elgin Baylor.
Okay.
Elgin Baylor.
Yeah. Okay.
So that
Rick
gets tricky.
Barry, Pippen.
Yeah.
Rick Barry, yeah, 1000%.
Rick Barry.
Rick Barry, Pippen.
I mean, the point guards. I mean, after like the first like 7, who's at the back? Like,
Well, that's what I'm saying. I was like, on the back end of the top 10, that's where it gets tricky. But like the first 6, 7 guys, good luck.
I'm not
You
gonna
gotta
lie,
do something.
I think
You gotta do something
centers might be the only position where like the top 10 is like all time.
Forget it.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
the
I'm gonna go
hardest
shooting
thing.
guard. I'm gonna stick with shooting guard. Shooting guard is the weakest, I guess, or the easiest to crack into.
For what
Yeah,
number?
I still got
10?
For 10. For
What?
10.
For the
Yeah,
top 10?
Top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably.
I think the easiest top 5 to get into is probably point guards.
Ron,
Is it?
I got to bounce, brother. I know we got one more super chat left.
All right.
But,
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and run off this last super chat and we're
Yep.
gonna get up out of here. Deem the Dream 91 said Jordan is my GOAT, Dom. I'm just saying both are fundamentally sound and underappreciated because of that. Don't come for me, Dom.
No, Tim Duncan's not fundamentally sound. He's just boring.
That's a nice way of saying boring.
You could,
That's a nice
I was
way of
about to
saying
say, you could be fundamentally sound and not be easy on the eyes for other people. That
No,
could
but
happen.
he's saying he's fundamentally sound to disguise him saying he's boring.
Yeah,
Like,
saying
just
that
stay boring.
same fundamentally sound is a nice way of saying boring. It's a nice
Yeah,
way of saying.
he's just boring.
Yeah.
On that
Like, no,
note,
Kobe
y'all,
was fundamentally sound and entertaining. Tim Duncan was just boring.
we out of here. You know where we'll be. Same time tomorrow. Same crew. Well, maybe a little changes, but you know who will be here. Also, y'all make sure to check out that Team USA game tonight versus Puerto Rico. We'll be talking all about it tomorrow. Until then, y'all be cool.
Take it light.